Thanksgiving, Chris. A rainy night in central Mississippi hasn't dampened the spirits or the stakes. A New Year's Day bowl game could be on the line as in-state rivals continue a century-long tradition. Their greatest players with their greatest intensity. For nearly a century, the Egg Bowl's been a football measuring stick in this state. Fried turkey is the appetizer tonight in Starkville because the egg is the main course. Walk with the Bulldogs into Scott Stadium, where Jackie Sherrill's team is closing in on one of the best years in school history. The 99 Dogs have lived on the edge, surviving close games with a dominating defense best against the run in the land. The 99 Rebel Yell is for an emerging sophomore quarterback and a double-barrel ground game. The Dogs are ready for the Dog Pound Rock, a Thanksgiving tradition. College football on ESPN comes your way in 60 seconds.
PlanetOutdoors.com. Our mission to make contact with the lost tribe of civilization leads us high into the concrete canyons. The team soon attracts the attention of the palest of the lost tribe clan, the Cubicle People. Drawn by the glow of our website, they quickly learn how to gather the tools necessary to survive in a world without walls. It's just as we theorized. There exists some basic human need for the latest outdoor gear. PlanetOutdoors.com. Get on, gear up, get out.
Are you an athlete if you only play for bragging rights? What if your team is now your family? Are you an athlete if your toughest competition is yourself? Or if you inherit your uniform? What if you don't play sports at all anymore? Are you an athlete? Always. Russell Athletic for the long run.
ESPN's presentation of Thursday night primetime college football is brought to you by PlanetOutdoors.com. Get on, gear up, get out. By Russell Athletic, made for the long run. And by Fred Meyer Jewelers and Lippman Jewelers for all those special times.
There's excitement in the air. The joint is jumping. Ole Miss trying to continue a trend. The last 5 years, the road team has won this high-stakes rivalry. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the start of the college football weekend. I'm Mike Tirico, and on behalf of all of us, thanks for the honor of welcoming us into your home on this holiday night. Half the players you're going to see this evening were born and raised in this state. So shy of a championship game, what they're about to do tonight is perhaps their most important college football game ever. To bring in our Thursday night buddies, Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit. Gentlemen, 12 days ago, Mississippi State had dreams of one of those championship games. They were undefeated and flying high. But a couple of losses, and now they're trying to save a New Year's Day bowl game. When you need a big game, go to your best unit. For Mississippi State, that's their defense, Lee.
Mike, you're absolutely right. Mississippi State defense is ranked in the top 4 in all major NCAA defensive categories. The main reason, experience. They start 8 seniors, and they're led by number 45 linebacker Barron Simpson. Barron is the leading tackler on the football team from his linebacker position. Number 1 strong safety Ashley Cooper has 49 solo tackles this year from the secondary. He's the leader back there. Now, Mississippi State's defense is big, they're fast, they're strong, and they're mean, and they're well coached. But, my friend, they will be tested by a Mississippi offense that's much improved.
You're right about that. When David Cutcliffe took over the Ole Miss football program, he wanted to build his offense around the ability to run the football, and he's done that in the first year. The Rebels lead the SEC in rushing, and I think he has the best tandem in all of college football in his backfield in Deuce McAllister and Joe Gunn. Both are in the top 5 individually in the SEC in rushing. Deuce is averaging close to 6 yards a carry with 12 touchdowns, and Joe Gunn needs only 59 yards tonight to reach 1,000 yards. They are a great complement to one another. Now, because of that great defense of Mississippi State, they cannot simply line up and run the ball. They're going to have to throw the ball tonight, which could be a big concern, Dr. Jerry Punch, because of the health of their quarterback, Romaro Miller.
Exactly, Herbie. You know, it should be deja vu for the Shannon, Mississippi native. A year ago, Romaro Miller broke his collarbone in the last play of the game against Georgia and missed his first ever chance to play in an Egg Bowl. 5 days ago, he sprained his right ankle and been on crutches all week long. Now, 1 hour ago, Tim Mullins began to tape the young man. They taped him first. Then a special shoe they had flown in from Dallas was put on. And they taped over that right shoe. Actually, they taped both ankles. Then he went outside and tried to run for the first time in 5 days. Very, very stiffly, he was trying to move. The word is he will start tonight. He will play. But how long he'll go and how effective he'll be on this sloppy field remains to be seen. Michael?
A big factor for them, Jerry. It's a cool night with mist falling. We had rain a good part of the afternoon. We are so glad that you have joined us. If you've never experienced the Egg Bowl, you're in for a treat. You're in for college football at its pure best. Kids that know each other, schools that don't like each other very much. Jeff Walker, big leg for Mississippi State, kicks it to Deuce McAllister, who will take a knee. Here are the Home Depot starting lineups for Ole Miss, the Rebels wearing the road white. The quarterback situation Jerry just told you about. Gunn and McAllister have 1,600 yards. Means you need a good fullback. That's Fort Sanford, a freshman. Senior wide receiver Corey Peterson might be an MVP type on this team with 42 catches. The offensive line, I want you to keep an eye on 71, the right tackle, Todd Wade. He and Tutan Reyes, both tackles are seniors, but Wade has NFL ability. Opening drive of the night will start from the 20-yard line. And Miller tosses on the first play to Joe Gunn, who gets 5 yards against the Mississippi State rushing defense, which is the best in the nation. 60 yards per game, 5 up front, 4 seniors. Kevin Sluter's fiance is a student at Ole Miss. Think there are torn emotions there tonight? Barron Simpson is the lone linebacker. Lee told you about the senior who is the top tackler. 5 defensive backs. The guys who are called dogs, they're do-it-all DBs. Ashley Cooper, number 1, has a big mouth. He loves to chat and could be involved in extracurricular stuff on the field tonight. After a gain of 6. The lone back is the fullback, Ford Sanford. Ford, the ESPN 1st and 10 line at the 30. Ole Miss does a very good job starting, moving the chains with 2 on the ground.
Romero Miller, their quarterback, is the key tonight for Ole Miss offensively. They want to try to establish the run, but as we talked about in the open, when you go up against a defense that is this talented against the run, they have to be able to throw, and he has the ability. It's a matter of whether or not his ankle will hold up tonight.
Kirk, you know what he reminds me? He reminds me of when you look at him taped up like one of those thoroughbreds at the Kentucky Derby. He's taped all the way up. Look at him.
Well, his head coach, David Cutcliffe, is glad to see him on the track and coming out of the starting gate tonight. Adam Bettis, one of 3 tight ends, is the move man. And Gunn gains 4 yards. What I love about the matchup we have right here is this is what both teams do best. Ole Miss loves to have an attitude running the ball, and Lee, Mississippi State, shuts you down on defense against the run.
But I like what Mississippi is doing right now. They're challenging them man-on-man. Watch this. They're challenging them man-on-man and see how tough they are. Mississippi State defense only allows 1.7 per carry, Kurt.
Well, David Cutcliffe, we were on the field before the game, and he said, you know what, we're not going to hide, we're not going to go away from our strength. We're going to try to establish the run and then mix in some play action pass.
You saw Gunn hobble off. Deuce McAllister comes in the game. 3 plays, 3 runs. And some movement, which is not surprising. It is very, very loud in Starkville tonight. Steve Shaw, the SEC official.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Guys, David Cutcliffe was trying to get time out a moment ago, right before the procedure call. He was trying to motion to Romero Miller to change the play. He got Deuce McAllister's attention, couldn't get Romero's attention, and obviously they got a 5-yard penalty. Deuce ran to the sideline and changed the play. Now they've gone back in to reassess it 5 yards further back.
Play clock was down to 2 seconds. They would have had a hard time with the audible there.
It's down to 1 again as Miller attempts his first pass of the night. To the 45, a first down. Ball came out. Was it marked down? Yes, it was. So it will be a catch for Jamie Armstrong and a first down.
Talked about trying to run the football early in the game, establish the play action. Here, kind of a quick fake to Deuce, enough to get the linebackers divide up and give Romero the window that he needed to throw. And again, he's very, very ginger, very careful with that right ankle. It's a push-off leg, and it's tough to throw for a quarterback with that ankle.
But also remember, Kirk, he went 3 steps before Mississippi State could get to him. Very important point.
First and 10 run. McAllister gallops through the hole. For about 5 yards, it was Darren Simpson, along with Robert Bean, making the tackle. Well, Romero Miller, the Georgia game, the week before the Egg Bowl, both times a short week. It was the final play of the game against the Dogs in Athens between the hedges a couple of years ago. Just trying to throw a desperation Hail Mary pass. The exposed Miller gets hit and breaks his collarbone on the fall on the ground. Out for that game, and freshman David Morris had to play. It was the first play offensively of the third quarter on ESPN2 last week when Miller turned his ankle against Georgia. He stayed in the game, but as you saw a moment ago, was just 2 of 11 in the second half, and the Bulldogs of Georgia came back for the victory. McAllister has a first down as Deuce, the junior, takes it to the 44.
One thing you got to watch is the right tackle, Todd Wade. 71, 6'8", 330 pounds. He collapses the whole right side, and Deuce makes a nice little cut there, Kurt.
Also, nice block up front by the offensive lineman, Kadrick Vincent. But the thing that I like about this drive so far for Ole Miss, not only moving a stick, it's making a statement the way they're doing it.
5 runs, 1 pass. On first and 10, toss to McAllister. Nothing there for the junior. Strung out and pulled down by Fred Smoot. Junior cornerback who's had 4 INTs this year, but as you would expect, when you allow 60 rushing yards per game, your DBs can also sit their nose in on the ground.
Defensive backs here at Mississippi State love to get involved in coming up to make a big hit. They call them the Hyenas. The entire group are called the Hyenas because they like to talk a little bit. It's also because they like to fly around and make a lot of plays. Smoot comes up there and makes a nice tackle to stop Deuce McAllister.
First, second, and long of the night. Miller to throw. Caught by Peterson. Stays on his feet at the 34-yard line. Corey Peterson, senior from Germantown, Tennessee, his 43rd catch on the year, marker down.
The reason this works is Corey Peterson drives the defensive back, Robert Bean, and then just hooks up. But the reason why that was, Kirk, is because they swung up back out of the backfield to take the strong safety.
Exactly. Deuce McAllister goes to the outside. Ashley Cooper followed Deuce McAllister to the outside. And again, another perfect window there for the quarterback.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the end of the line, second down.
David Cutcliffe wanted to know if it was the first down achieved, then the spot foul. But it was not. Cutcliffe, SEC fans, of course, very familiar with the former offensive coordinator at Tennessee, who replaced Tommy Tuberville here at Ole Miss, took over in time for the Independence Bowl of victory for Cutcliffe. That's when his team started, and this year he's led them to 7 victories in 10 games.
It's interesting. David Cutcliffe tonight is going against Joe Lee Dunn, the defensive coordinator for Mississippi State. This is 15 years that these two guys have been competing against each other. You think they know each other?
Absolutely. Timeout is called by Tennessee. Joe Lee's defense, which can give you a few looks. And a little confusion in the head of the quarterback for Ole Miss. A timeout. 9.5. Opening quarter. This is the opening drive. Ole Miss moving the ball.
Which Sports Center do you watch? Now at 6 p.m. only on ESPN.
What's going on?
Hey.
Wow, this is nice. But I thought Stacy said if you bought new tools, she gets a new dining room set.
Yeah, she did.
So where are the table and chairs?
You're standing on them.
Fine woodworking tools from Rigid, a name proven by pros since 1923. Take our 10-inch compound miter saw, equipped with a high-performance 40-tooth carbide blade. Rigid. Buy them at the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
Introducing the
2000 Daewoo Nubira. Its styling is admired from Rome to Paris. Its engineering has a track record on the highways of Germany. And its 333 Value Plus program provides 3 years of roadside assistance, factory warranty, and all scheduled maintenance at no extra charge. For under $11,000, welcome to a whole new world. The Nubira from Daewoo.
This impressive panorama was shot with the miraculous little ELPH. The new ELPH 2, the 2x zoom camera that's the world's smallest. Have you seen all the ELPHs? Only from Canon.
ESPN's presentation of Thursday night primetime college football is brought to you by Canon. So advanced, it's simple. And by Gateway. Call 1-800-GATEWAY and connect with us.
Why is football in the SEC so special? It is a miserable night out. It's Thanksgiving, and it's hard to find empty seats. Here in Starkville, capacity here at Scott Stadium, 40,656. This game has been sold out since mid-season. Nice play of the drive will be 2nd and 9. 3 receivers out of the timeout. And a run with McAllister. Bumble the football forward. The flag did come down that you saw the Mississippi State coaches yelling for a holding penalty on Tutan Reyes.
Mike, you're exactly right. Left tackle Tutan Reyes. As he's coming to the outside, one of the things he has to be careful of, keep an eye on him right here. You'll see him lock on to the outside right there. Once he locks on, then he has a problem because when the shoulders turn on number 90, Stevens takes him right down, gives him a little bit of a shove in the back. That's what they call that.
And another reason why they call that is it's wide open and everybody in America could see it. You know, offensive linemen are very good at holding inside, but that
they find their little hole.
They hide, they grab the shirts, but that poor guy had a hold of him, boy.
Ole Miss has had some problems here. They're moving, they're executing very well, but you have a holding call, you have a illegal procedure, they have to call timeout, try to get another timeout. Mentally, they're having a little bit of a tough time maybe with the atmosphere.
Physically, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
The ball was not spotted in the proper place. That's why the game was stopped for a moment. The junior Romero Miller, Shannon, Mississippi. Jamie Armstrong, who we flew to earlier, a high school teammate. McAllister on a screen, not getting away from Fred Smoot.
Mississippi State defense is built around confusion and pressure. Look at Fred Smoot read this. Comes to the inside, avoids the block, and brings down the big running back, Deuce McAllister.
Also, I love the way that Alvin McKinley, number 97, from the inside of the line, was out there to help him. Great pursuit by the Mississippi State defense.
A drive that was humming along has hit a roadblock. They need to get to the Mississippi State 35 for a first down. And they'll take a shot. Miller's toss is caught by his high school teammate Armstrong, but he's 3.5 yards short of the first down. 4th and a long 3 for the Mississippi State 39.
Really looks like, considering the ankle injury, you got to really like the look of Romero Miller early in this game. Seems to be in the zone, throwing the football. Everything has been right on the money, and the line's doing a good job of protecting.
I tell you what I like is David Cutcliffe, the head coach, is the offensive coordinator, is mixing up the calls beautifully.
Well, there's no field goal kicker out, although the field goal unit is out.
There's no punter either.
Well, if the holder, Ben Craddock, is out, the field goal kicker wasn't ready. And Les Binkley, coming back near the coach, he's saying, I was down there and ready. There was confusion.
I wouldn't feel very confident if I was the coach and I looked around for my place kicker. He was over having a cold drink or something, right?
But tonight, a little hot shot.
Yeah, have a little hot chocolate tonight.
Timeout.
The idea is discipline. The purpose is performance. The name is AIM.
Grandma, I quit my job.
What?
Done.
What about that rent you promised, Mark?
Internet.
Yeah?
The idea is giant, and I can work out of the house.
This house?
Yeah. Oh, I need a few things.
Data ports, meeting rooms, 24-hour business services, and catering.
What does this look like, a Holiday Inn?
Find out why more business travelers choose us over anyone else. Today's Holiday Inn.
Are you ready for this? Kick Old Man winter in the teeth with Prestone Antifreeze, the #1 way to fight corrosion and protect your aluminum radiator to 84 below. Get in the Prestone zone so nothing can stop you now.
Introducing the new professional high-speed rotary tool from Dremel. With digital controls and electronic feedback, it's more of everything you buy a Dremel rotary tool for. For every problem, there's a Dremel solution.
It's an end-of-the-season Mountain West shootout as Jay Soner and the Cowboys visit San Diego State.
Wyoming, San Diego State at 7, Saturday on ESPN.
Ole Miss, with the timeout to think about it, still will try a field goal. It'll be a long one, too, for Les Binkley. Junior college transfers had a very good year. His long, as you see, is 46. This would be his first attempt of the season from over 50 yards. Officially 55 yards. Into the 5-mile-per-hour breeze. If they try it.
Now, they're trying to pull him offside.
How about a food chip?
What about, yo, guys, do something.
Delay again, moving back 5.
Just to see if they're a little over-aggressive. And the cowbells and the noise reign supreme. Now they will punt it away.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
There's two reasons why they do that. Number one, they try to draw the opponents offside, which would have made them first down. But they also, Kirk, as you notice, give him 5 more yards to punt the ball.
Gives King a little bit more room to try to hit the corner.
Pick Prather, who's battling a slight injury, is back deep to receive if Reagan King's kick is returnable. Oh, King bobbled the snap. It's picked up by Mississippi State, who lost it. Ole Miss has it back. Remarkable.
Can you believe it? I think it's first down Mississippi.
Absolutely it is. It is. Mississippi State had possession and was running with the ball.
It's a fumble.
Thus, it was a change of possession. It was Robert Bean, the cornerback, who had it and was thinking 6. He just mishandled the snap, guys.
You're going to see number 39 right there come in with the left hand. Kevin Thomas, Eddie Strong wisely jumps on the football, and Ole Miss gets the ball back.
That happens a lot when a defensive back like Bean's running football because he doesn't practice running the football a lot. And that's why he got stripped that time.
So Ole Miss keeps the ball. 1st and 10. Bizarre play. McAllister, they go back to what they were doing well when the down and distance was working for them. A 5-yard run, and boy, that Mississippi State offense a little bit cold right now, sitting and waiting for an opportunity. Pick up a 5 for Deuce McAllister. And the guys on that sideline were waiting, thought they'd get their hands on the ball. Not to be. They're going to go half the quarter before they touch it. Yeah. Adam Bettis in motion. Steady diet of McAllister. The spot right at the ESPN 1st and 10 line. We'll check the measurement. Fred Smoot, another run stop.
That's the 12th offensive play by Mississippi, and Mississippi has had 0.
You know what's funny about this is last week with the injury to Romero Miller,
yeah.
You know, time of possession against Georgia. Georgia had the ball for nearly 40 minutes to only 20 minutes for Ole Miss. This is something that Ole Miss obviously likes for their style of offense.
Here's a first down from midfield. Getting Mississippi State close to the line. Miller will try it deep. Nobody home. And incomplete. Robert Bean was thinking about the interception, trying to get his hands on the ball again. Well, the final regular season Saturday starts with College Game Day. Chris Lee and Kirk at 11 a.m. Eastern before the Backyard Brawl. Pittsburgh trying to get bowl eligible against West Virginia. On ESPN2, you'll see Air Force New Mexico out of the Mountain West. And we'll close it out with Wyoming at San Diego State. Wyoming trying to join the teams at the top of the Mountain West. Your lineup Saturday on ESPN. You're home for Bowl Week.
College Game Day, Kirk. You and I are back home. Home game in Bristol, Connecticut.
Isn't that something?
All right.
Would that be Senior Day?
Senior Day,
Final
that's right. Final home game in the regular season.
We hope.
Second and 10 from midfield. Miller is 5 in the pattern. A floater caught by Peterson. Corey Peterson to the 29-yard line. Picked up 21. Miller hung in there as Ellis Weems was coming after him.
Weems got through there. He got pressure on Romero Miller. This is a young man that's dealing with a severely sprained ankle. Watch him sit in there as Weems closes. He feels him and sees him, waits to the last possible second, and throws the ball away from the defender.
Notice they had the I formation way out there. It was a perfect combination of putting the I and running those backs and crossing them. And Corey Peterson got wide open.
They've had the ball the whole game thus far. 28. In the hands of McAllister. 2 yards to the junior, who has 675 yards this year, went over 1,000 last season. Dr. Jerry Punch on the sideline.
Yeah, I spoke to David Cutler right before the kickoff. He told me he was concerned about the rain and the sloppy field, maybe neutralizing their speed. We have exceptional speed in the backfield. However, we think we can be very physical up front. We don't think Mississippi State played anybody that physical up front offensively until they played Alabama and they got beat. We believe we can run the football, and thus far, he was right.
And the way they like to run Deuce McAllister, you stop him, and boom, he'll spring one deep on you.
Fullback try with the focus on McAllister. The ball came out, and the Dogs have it.
Interesting. You know, you run the tailback, but all of a sudden you try to be real nice and give the ball to Sanford, the fullback, and what did you do? Fumble it. I know that's a good idea every once in a while to keep honest, but my friend, get the ball into Deuce McAllister's hand every time.
Barron Simpson, the inside linebacker, did a good job. You could see his hand smack the ball away. It just came right down on top of his chest.
Well, for the first time, here's the Mississippi State offense. The drive beginning at their own 27, and the run for the senior Chris Rainey gets to the 30-yard line. Check out what the Dogs look like. Rainey's one of 3 tailbacks. Wayne Madkin, the quarterback, completes about 50% of his passes. He can get out and be mobile. Kelvin Love is their top wide receiver. Number 8 has caught 36 this year. The offensive line all come from the state of Mississippi. The right guard, Tron Thomas, is the man to watch here this evening. He's got a tough matchup ahead of him. We'll see why in a second. On 2nd and 6, Madkin out of the gun. Finally caught after the juggling act, just shy of the first down. Reception from Matt Butler, a senior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Told you about the matchup. 96, Kendrick Clancy is one of the best defensive tackles in the SEC, and that's saying a lot. The linebacking core is very good and athletic. Armigas Spearman was in the middle, now playing outside, completing his regular season career. And in the secondary, Seneca Taylor and Ronnie Hurd, 23 and 38 are big players. Taylor's the number 2 tackler on this team. 3rd and a yard. With fullback Justin Griffith leading the way for Rainey. He ran into his own blocker, got stood up by Seneca Taylor, and the safety keeps him shy. After 16 Ole Miss plays, It's 3 and out for the Dogs.
It's big for the Ole Miss psyche. Again, their defense comes in, makes the plays. It's going to be interesting tonight to watch Mississippi State's offense. They're going to have to try to beat man-to-man coverage to try to loosen up Ole Miss's defense early. First time Mississippi State has the ball, the Rebels step up.
But remember one thing, if it's 3rd and short and the safety's making a tackle, I would go short,
right,
over the top.
They're going to have to.
Remember that later on in the ball game.
Kelvin Love, you got to keep an eye on for that.
No rush on Walker, who's had 4 blocks, but he has a booming leg. Peterson fields at the 21. Corey made 3 nice moves to elude tacklers and gets to the 45-yard line. Very nice 14-yard return after a 43-yard punt. Ole Miss with the ball again. 3.5 in a scoreless first quarter.
The party of the millennium is going on right now at Riverside Toyota. With the 2000 models now arriving every day, we're giving the best prices on the best cars and trucks of the century. Our entire selection of Toyotas has been marked down. Check it out. 2000 Toyota Corollas from only $12,995. And the #1 selling car in the nation 2 years in a row, 2000 model Camrys are selling for only $17,888. All the best is right here in Rome. Riverside Toyota on the hill in downtown Rome.
100, Stuart.
Feel the excitement? You're about to buy a stock line.
Oh, fabulous. I'm thrilled. What did that cost me?
$8, my man. Riding the wave of the future, my man.
Take advantage of this special year-end offer. From now until December 31st, get 1 free month of trading. Up to 20 equity trades commission-free. And you can open your cash account with as little as $500. Call now. 1-800-AmeriTrade. Ameritrade. Believe in yourself.
Hey guys, what you ordering?
Same as last week.
3 extra long chili cheese conies, add jalapenos, hold the chili with ketchup and onions.
Whoa, she's good.
I know what my customers like. One-of-a-kind stuff like our extra long coney, topped with chili and lots of cheddar cheese. Get one now with Sonic's famous tater tots for a special low price.
Sonic America's driving.
Try our new apple pie shake. Tastes just like homemade apple pie.
16 plays for Ole Miss, 3 for Mississippi State. Neither team any points. 3.5 left in our first quarter. Ole Miss will start at the 35, and ESPN's First and 10 is presented by AMD Athlon Processor. The Ole Miss Rebels, 7-3 on the season. Their losses, Vandy by 3 in overtime, Alabama by 6, Georgia by 3. They've been in every game this year. McAllister, who's seeing all the work after Joe Gunn injured his left ankle earlier. He is being retaped on the Ole Miss sideline.
There's a good shot of old Joe Lee Dunn, the defensive coordinator, sitting right there. Joe Lee is one of those famous old guys that's been around like 150 years. You see those signals? He used those same signals, Kirk, since 1973. You can't see him, but one of the things that he does, he refuses to wear socks. What's old Joe Lee doing with those long pants?
Sardines, soup, and no socks. Not a good combination.
Joe Lee's defense brings down McAllister. Cornell Menifee in on the tackle. Where's the headset? Where's all the stuff, all the armbands, all the charts for defense?
Nothing. You know what I asked him? I said, Joe Lee, don't you think that somebody's watched you for all of these years? 26 years you've been using the same signals. He says, I don't care. I just use them anyhow.
It didn't look real complex, did it?
Jackie Sherrill yelling about a substitution infraction potentially on Ole Miss. The play clock only down at 10. They've got 5 wide receivers and an empty set. Taylor takes the hit, completes it to Peterson. To the 46, a first down. Well, they were outnumbered. Romero knew he was going to get knocked, but he hung in there and made the completion.
Romero is a very calm quarterback, very poised. Talking with David Cutcliffe before the game, he said he's one of his most favorite people and players he's ever been around. Here again, he's going to get beat up and hit, but he's comfortable sitting in the shotgun. That's what he did last year with Tommy Tuberville. This year, they've gone more to the eye, trying to establish the run. Their great execution with their passing game early in this game.
One of the reasons why that play worked is that the inside receiver screened the inside guy so Corey Peterson, number 85, could come underneath and be open.
Big numbers for a man we didn't know if he would play. flag. It's been Mississippi State with the penalty problems the last 3 weeks, but Ole Miss is the team stopping itself in the opening quarter.
Dead ball, delay of game on the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, you might look at that and think, boy, they're having a hard time with the crowd. The quarterback's got to get everybody at the line of scrimmage. The coaching staff also has to do a better job of giving the quarterback time at the line. Every time they break the huddle, they're already at 8 seconds.
Pass, screen, and maybe the ankle slowed down Joe Gunn in the timing of that play. The National Football League already underway this weekend. The action continues with Sunday Night Football. You'll see Jesse Tuggle and the Falcons take on the Panthers for just a game out of the final playoff spot in the NFC. Then on Monday night, the Packers take on the San Francisco 49ers. Jerry Rice at Candlestick. How many more times will we see that? ABC and ESPN, your exclusive home for the National Football League in prime time. Packers trying to keep pace with the Lions. Detroit winning at home this Thanksgiving at the Silverdome. Beating the Bears today by 4. Man coverage. They decide to run instead. McAllister stepped out of a tackle. Ran into Josh Morgan. Redshirt freshman is seeing some time at the free safety spot tonight. 3rd and about 9.5 coming up.
Because of the ability to cover corners, Mississippi State, Joe Lee Dunn, they love to take chances. They'll roll the dice. They'll play a lot of straight-up man with very little safety support behind them, and because of that, they're a little bit vulnerable if you can give your quarterback time to throw.
25th offensive snap of the night. 22nd play for the Ole Miss offense. Needing to get to the 36. They rush 5. Peterson went up high. Couldn't bring it down. 4th down.
The reason why that play didn't work is number 45, Darren Simpson, the senior linebacker from Starkville, Mississippi, will hit the middle and then hit Romero Miller right here. Boom. He doesn't have a chance to set his feet, Kirk, and that's why that play didn't work.
Also, Tim Nelson, they do a lot of disguising and deking as far as moving people around. And that time, they did a good job. Tim Nelson showed that he was blitzing on the outside, backed off, and that's opened things up the middle for Darren Simpson.
Reagan King for Tim. This time he held on to the snap and got it away. Drives it. He'll catch it inside his own goal line. My goodness. Brought out at the 11. Well, Pick Prather completely lost where he was in the football field. I think.
Didn't we review this at BYU? Wasn't it? Heels on the 10?
You put your heels on the 10 and you don't back up.
That's right.
Now, that is one of America's stupidest plays. And you know why? Jackie Sherrill's telling him right now.
Yep.
How could you be so dumb? You're in the end zone, you catch the football.
Have you ever seen that?
No, never. Ever in the history of my life have I seen a guy catch that.
Not in the end zone.
Never.
Unless you touched it and rolled into the end zone.
Bizarre. 1st and 10 from their own 11. They run Dante Walker, a good-looking freshman who stepped out of bounds at the 12 and gained just a yard. Walker out of Clinton, Mississippi, averaging 5 yards per carry.
Remember, Coach Sparky Wood, the offensive coordinator who was at Virginia, said that Dante Walker reminded him a lot of a young Thomas Jones. And you know how much you love that Thomas Jones.
Oh, I love Thomas Jones. One of my favorite backs in all of college football this year. The thing about Walker that slowed him early is he's typical freshman. He didn't want to step up in pass protection. He's been improving in that area.
Look at the disparity there. Larry Huntington, the wide receiver, comes around and gets the play that every offense is now running. And every defense seems to be ready for it as the weeks go on this college football season. Tyler Williams led the defensive charge, and we are done with the first quarter. 27 plays, 22 of them for Ole Miss. Ole Miss has 104 more yards than Mississippi State. The fans inside Scott Stadium have seen no points in the first 15.
Introducing the 2000 Daewoo Nubera. Its styling is admired from Rome to Paris. Its engineering has a track record on the highways of Germany. And its 333 Value Plus program provides 3 years of roadside assistance, factory warranty, and all scheduled maintenance at no extra charge. For under $11,000, welcome to a whole new world. The new Bira from Daewoo.
We're on the road to number one.
Sugar Bowl! And nothing's gonna stop us! Look out!
Now what? There's an easier way to the national championship. Nokia's Road to #1 sweepstakes. Just buy any Nokia model phone in a specially marked box and you can win trips to the Nokia Sugar Bowl and thousands of other great prizes.
Looks like you finally found yourself a date for the game.
Nokia. Connecting people.
Okay, I got the ring. Finals MVP. I'm the man now. Who wants some of that? Bring it.
Meet Cyber Jordan and his backboard-banging, retina-burning Dr. Kaboom Air War Goliaths. NBA Live 2000. Big air, big hair. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Gardner, we've just routed a bullet train directly to your office. It'll be here in 20 seconds unless you pick the PC that'll reroute the train in time. Will you choose the PC with Intel Pentium 3 or the one with the new AMD Athlon processor?
Many people don't know there's a faster PC processor than Pentium 3 at any clock speed. The new AMD Athlon processor.
Now you chose wrong, Dave. Too bad you didn't know about the new AMD Athlon processor. Oh, that had to hurt, huh? Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at ESPN to all of you. Thanksgiving in Mississippi at the Egg Bowl. We begin the second quarter. No score in the first 15 minutes. A lot of Ole Miss offensive snaps. Mississippi State, this is their second possession. The first one was 3 and out. And we see where they have to go to the yellow line at the 21 to keep this drive going. Matkin pointing it out, trying to get the timeout, and looks like he did. That's not what you want to do, start the second quarter with a timeout. Well, Thanksgiving football television is part of Americana, and you saw Phil Simms give out an iron earlier today. John Madden gave out the annual turkey leg. Time to start a tradition. Since we're dessert, we're the last act of the Thanksgiving feast. We're going to present pies to the MVPs of the game.
I have chosen pecan since we're playing in the South.
Very nice.
Mine's good, You're supposed to give it to your guy.
Yours
is already broke. I'm going with apple pie because I like it.
Yeah.
Little a la mode for whoever gets my pie. But I think presentation-wise, I think I'm the winner.
Very good. I like the apple. The apple pie looks very good.
It does.
And I'm very concerned about the player who you awarded to because they may not get it. That sits over there.
That's right.
While we have a moment, let's go check in with Dr. Jerry Punch. Doc?
And guys, I have the apple of someone's eye. How about 20-year-old Memphis, Tennessee native Jennifer Summerlin, who's a senior at Ole Miss. And although she goes to school at Ole Miss, she is engaged to Mississippi State defensive tackle Kevin Sluter. And I got to ask you, how much grief do you get being engaged to the enemy?
Oh, I get so much grief, especially in class time, walking to classes, especially this last week before the Egg Bowl. Things really heated up in a lot of my classes.
Have you thought about far along about the kids? Will they be raised with maroon and white or navy and red?
Definitely split. After this year, I'm pulling for the Bulldogs this year, but next year, Kevin and I have agreed that I can pull for the Rebels, he can pull for the Bulldogs, so we'll let them make up their own minds.
Hey, guys, her mom went to Auburn, her dad went to Alabama, so it's happened before.
Good stuff, Doc. Thanks. Back to the play. 3rd and 6. Madkin dumps it out to Dante Walker, the freshman. He's pulled down, and a flag is down as well. Flag in the old holding spot.
You know, when the umpire throws the flag in that area, there'll be some issues.
Decline this penalty, it'll be a second 3 and out.
One of the things about this you're going to go back to was that catching of the punt inside the end zone.
On the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
It cost them 9 yards of field position. It might be the difference in this situation and them scoring in that.
Jackie Sherrill has seen his offense struggle at times this year. He'll send Jeff Walker out. Walker's been a great weapon. Could lead Mississippi State as the all-time career punter in terms of average per kick. Corey Peterson stands back to receive. Peterson at the 46. Has a little room. If he can get past one man, he's pulled down. The 44, but the drive will start in Mississippi State territory.
Well, I've asked Mike, I've asked Doc, I've asked Kirk, and I've asked Lee. This is Big Prater doing the dumbest play we've ever seen in the history of football. The only guy ever to catch a kick.
The ACC Big Ten Challenge begins November 30th.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
I think you're beautiful. Gee, thanks. I was talking to the beer.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he has his mother's eyes. Because I still have to teach him to whistle. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm injured, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Did I mention he has his mother's eyes? Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
I have a couple who came in and had just so much cash and they were petrified. They wanted to retire and yet they weren't sure they could retire.
Katie Leiprand, AXA Advisors.
We took an inventory of all their assets and showed them they could achieve the income they were used to.
AXA Advisors, part of a global company helping 40 million people.
I'm helping others reach their goals. I just love to see things grow.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
ESPN's presentation of Thursday night primetime college football is brought to you by Killian's Irish Red, which reminds you, one look says a lot. And by Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Lee Hall is the oldest building on campus here in Starkville, named after General Stephen D. Lee, who founded this university back in 1880. Land-grant institution, which sits 98 miles from Oxford. Ole Miss, the bulk of the offensive work tonight. The 43, a flag comes down for the movement as McAllister takes it a couple of yards. Looks like the man on the nose was a little antsy.
Flag on the flag.
There's been a flag on the dog.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
First one accepted tonight. Well, the first quarter stats are as lopsided as you could possibly see. Mississippi State only had the ball 2.5 minutes in that opening quarter and 5 plays for 13 yards.
This is the key right here. Already 2 turnovers. Of course, Mississippi State has 1, but throw those 2 turnovers in there, and that's killed Ole Miss. Some silly mistakes. Here they have another opportunity.
First and 5. Despite the imbalance of numbers, the big numbers are balanced with 0. McAllister drives defenders to the 30. And you hear the 7,000 Ole Miss fans yelling deuce.
We talked about Barron Simpson, who's 5'11", 220 pounds. He came up that time to hit McAllister, who's also 220 pounds. And watch him right here, Kurt. He drops the shoulder, and the reason why he makes that play is he got lower than his shoulder play.
Well, Deuce McAllister is one of the bigger backs you're going to find, 6'1", 220. He's finally getting healthy. David Beckler feels that he might be one of the most talented backs he's ever coached. And that's a big statement.
10, Corey Peterson to fake on the reverse. Miller up top, has a man open, touchdown! Third touchdown of the year for Maurice Flournoy. Extra point try for Les Pinkley, who's made all 34 this year. Made all 35. Enough plays, and it finally pays. Miller's 13th touchdown pass of the year, and a sophomore from Florida puts the first points on the board in the battle for the state of Mississippi.
The internet is full of stuff you want. You just can't get to it. But now with Direct Hit, your fellow net searchers come together to help you. Direct Hit is the only search engine that tracks the sites other people actually go to and learns from what they've learned. So with Direct Hit, you get more accurate results on the first try. Direct Hit, one search engine, millions of minds.
Does this sound familiar?
Directory assistance. What city and state?
I think Arlington, or wait, maybe it's Alexandria.
What listing?
But but I haven't given you the city yet.
Don't you just hate talking to machines?
Please hold.
Wait, hold. You don't even know what to look for.
Why talk to machines? Get real help. Dial 1010-9000 and our friendly operators will help you find the number. Even dial it with no connection charge. 1010-9000. Directory assistance made easy.
Said that moderation is the key to happiness. We don't know who said it, but we know it wasn't someone from Australia. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Can Palmer and the Falcons make Bray and the Lobos? Air Force, New Mexico at 2:30. Saturday on ESPN2.
Last year, his average catch was 20 yards. This year, the average has dropped down, but the production has gone up for Maurice Flournoy. Third touchdown reception of the year. Puts Ole Miss on the board here in the Egg Bowl. Carlisle McGee handles the Ole Miss kickoff. Look it up to the 20. Larry Huntington took that back.
You should have watched the execution of this touchdown here. They're going to fake the dive. The reverse comes around to the other side. Look how calm and cool Romero Miller is sitting back there as he finds Flournoy and he runs away from Fred Smoot. Great execution. I'm going to tell you something. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks this year in college football. I don't know how many we've seen that look much better than this guy right here, Romero Miller.
And Dr. Jerry Punch told us at the commercial he wasn't even walking hardly 2 days ago.
He's a junior. He'll be back next year.
First and 10 for a Mississippi State offense that needs to get something going. Wayne Mackin will do it with his feet. 8 yards. Last two games, Lee talked about it earlier. They played good defenses in Alabama and Arkansas. That game in Little Rock, and Arkansas plays well at both of their home fields. But only 16 points put up by Mississippi State the last 2 weeks. This is not an explosive offense.
And remember, their defense held Mississippi State's defense held Arkansas to the fewest number of points this year, 14, and still lost the game. That's why it's got to be frustrating for Joe Lee Dunn.
Second and short. Gained 9 yards on the last play. And it'll be just at the first down line there. First down for Mississippi State. Here's Jerry Punch.
Guys, the Ole Miss defense is without one of their leaders. Senior strong side linebacker Armiga Spearman has been taken to the locker room. They have diagnosed a strain of the left medial collateral ligament. They're going to try to retape his left knee, try to get him back on the field, but right now he is still in the locker room. Amzie Williams, the junior strong side linebacker, and in Spearman's spot.
Williams' production has come on the last couple of weeks. Quick pass by Mackin. to Larry Huntington. He is met. Nice read on the play by Ken Lucas. Used to be a wide receiver, but the junior from Cleveland, Mississippi, made a very nice adjustment to the other side of the ball. Tonight's Aflac trivia question: can you name the NFL all-time leading rusher and receiver and the schools they attended? Can you name the NFL all-time leading rusher and receiver and the schools they attended?
You got that one.
Schools too?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll throw that out. Write it down.
Let him stay out on his island. Don't be a lifeline for him, buddy.
Yeah.
Within the next 15 minutes, we'll give you the answer. Second and 8, they look at the same play left. Drive down the field, and it's incomplete. Looking for Terrell Brindle, the freshman out of Hattiesburg, down in Southern Miss territory.
It's going to be interesting tonight to watch the matchups, because when you talk to the offensive coordinator for Mississippi State, Sparky Woods, he felt that the matchups between their receivers and the cornerbacks of Ole Miss would be crucial tonight to see how effective they'll be moving the ball. And on the other side, Art Kaufman for Ole Miss, he felt the exact same thing, the matchups on the outside.
So without Armiga Spearman, the linebacker who went to the locker room, but you see he's coming back out to the Ole Miss sideline. We'll take a peek at his defense trying to hold Mississippi State on 3rd and 8. That's it on the run in the air, intercepted. Eddie Strong, first pick of the year. The man who went to the same high school as the great Alabama ex-linebacker, Dwayne Rudd.
Eddie Strong, number 1, Batesville, Mississippi, 6'2", 236-pound linebacker. Just flew out to the secondary position. Watch. Good reaction right there. Kirk, you remember this when you played as a coach? We used to use that drive, the old tip drill, 100 times on defense, and it worked there.
You know, for a sophomore, Eddie Strong is the most instinctive linebacker that Ole Miss has, and you saw it there.
Power football. 3 tight ends. First and 10 at the 35. McAllister up the gut. And the nation's top run defense is getting a steady diet at Deuce tonight. McAllister, 11 carries, just at 50 yards.
Anytime a guy like Deuce McAllister is moving the linebacker back, you got to look for the lineman. That 79 Terrace Metcalf, 6'3", 300 pounds. Left guard coming around was sensational. McAllister's got good size, but those linemen are the reason why he's running so well.
This entire first half, the Ole Miss offensive line has been dominating against a great front seven.
12 times. McAllister will be just shy of a first down, and if you're saying, well, how many times can McAllister run? Can he hold up to it? Don't worry. Last year in the Egg Bowl, it was 40 carries from McAllister. Romero Miller was out of that game. David Morris, a freshman walk-on quarterback who's now the backup, he had to play. Thus, it was a lot of running, and McAllister equaled the school record for carries. Charlie Stackhouse, the sophomore fullback. The push went to Joe Lee Dunn's defensive line. From here, a field goal would be about 43 yards.
They've been having a lot of success running the tailback, and then in 3rd and short, they go inside to that fullback.
Interesting here. I always call for a quarterback sneak, but I wouldn't do it now because of the bad ankle that Romero Miller has. I'd give the ball to Deuce McAllister somehow, some way.
4th and 1. Deuce over the top. First down, Ole Miss. The Ole Miss fans yelled Deuce.
Get a good surge at the point of attack by the Ole Miss offensive line. It's a matter of who's going to get lower. Once he goes airborne, there's nobody there to stop him.
Got to have some spring on Deuce.
Hey,
he got up.
Well, let me tell you why he got that one. On the left side of the line, weighs 290, 300 pounds. No wonder he made that 6 inches over the top.
He got up in the air.
29th play for the offense in the first 20 minutes of the game. Well, miscommunication incomplete. For second down, here's Chris Fowler in the studio.
Mike, NFL this afternoon, return of a couple of future Hall of Famers, Marino and Aikman, worked out much better for Troy. Scoreless first half, Troy hooks up with Rocket Ismail, 65 yards. A half game up on the Skins now in their division. Marino, 5 picks as Jimmy is shut out by his former team. Lions race to a 21-zip lead, held on to beat the Bears from Pontiac behind Gus Frerotte. More highlights coming up at halftime.
How about those first-place Lions?
Marino's probably upset with those receivers not running the right route.
Dan was not happy at the wide receiving corps. Is he ever? McAllister across the 20. Picked up about 5 on 2nd and 10. Ole Miss has to be happy offensively. Their run-pass mix has been 2/3 run, 1/3 pass, and they're sending a message and a statement to the nation's top rushing defense.
If you think about all the years that David Cutcliffe was at Tennessee and all the great running backs that he's been around, for him to say that Deuce McAllister, athletically, intelligent, feel for the game, might be the best he's ever had, that tells you a lot about what he can bring to the table.
3rd and 6. Dogs bring the heat. Flournoy catches it at the 15, but you see that's a yard and a bit short. They went for it on a shorter 4th down before. Do you take the points down here and try the field goal? Here comes the kicker.
The reason I think Cutcliffe is doing this is I don't think he thinks Mississippi State can score 2 touchdowns against him. I think if he thinks if he can get 10 ahead, he might win this football game.
Wes Binkley tries from 32. 3 of 4 from this distance this year. Slices it inside the left upright. And the junior college transfer from Tennessee adds 3. And Jackie Sherrill's team is down 10.
J.D. Power & Associates ranked Dodge Dakota best compact pickup in initial quality. Add all these great features, and you can see why the New South thinks so highly of Dakota. Yet this Dakota Club Cab is easily within your reach, especially with this low $209 a month lease. Get a truck with very lofty credentials, with a very down-to-earth payment. Dodge Dakota. Different.
Information about prescription pills with the power to beat the flu faster. So you can feel better faster. And now that the flu season is hit, if you feel fluish, see your doctor early. And to learn to recognize flu symptoms, send for this free brochure. Discover how prescription pills fight the flu virus so you feel better faster. Call today and learn more about prescription pills with the power to beat the flu faster.
When it's time for the kill, the sniper sees only the target. Hull and Solani are specialists because anyone can shoot, but few can score. Mighty Ducks, Stars, tomorrow at 4 on ESPN. This is the game.
The following is brought to you by Hoops Malone. Jeff Boschee brings his fearless style into Alaska as the Jayhawks jostle with Georgia. The Great Alaska Shootout, Kansas, Georgia, tonight at midnight.
Nobody does hoops like ESPN. That's the entrance for the Mississippi State players out of their new beautiful locker room here at Scott Stadium. It may not be a very quiet, relaxed locker room unless this half changes. 10-0. Ole Miss has controlled the start of this game. Huntington, the starting wide receiver on the kick return, takes it out to the 30-yard line. Here's Dr. Jerry Punt.
Guys, on the opening series, offensive series for Ole Miss, take a look at what happened to sophomore running back Joe Gunn. Look at it. Watch his left ankle. If you're squeamish, you may want to look away. Watch his left ankle buckle and now twist backwards up underneath him. Remarkably, he did not break a bone or sustain a severe strain. They are retaping his ankle on the bench. He should be back in the ballgame. Amazing.
Gunn, who has 941 rushing yards on the season, trying to become the 4th Ole Miss back ever to gain 1,000 in a season tonight. Mississippi State's offense got to stand up and be heard. A run for Rod Gibson. fullback gets about 3. Gentlemen, you've seen Mississippi State's offense in our Thursday night game against Kentucky, the 8th consecutive win for the Bulldogs. Wayne Matkin and Matt Wyatt, the quarterbacks, have both seen action. Wyatt's kind of been the relief pitcher for Matkin at times this year.
Well, Wayne Matkin, the reason he's out there is because of his knowledge of the offense, but more importantly, his ability to create. He always, time after time, seems to be able to avoid the trouble, and that's why they have him under center.
After a pickup of 5. Try to establish themselves on the ground, Jacinzo Miller. Sophomore out of Weir, Mississippi.
There's one thing about Mississippi State we can never forget. The fact that they've come back and won so many ball games. They're never out of a football game because that kid, Matt Wyatt, on the sideline, who they honestly believe could come back and win every game. Almost won the game last week.
Well, the difference between he and Matkin is he's more of a leader. He's a take-control kind of guy in the huddle. And I'm sure before the night's over, he will get his opportunity to go out there and show what he can do.
They're measuring for the first down. Second one of the night for the Bulldogs. Have you guys been in many games like this where the other team has a whole bunch of offensive snaps and you just can't get in rhythm?
Yeah, it's tough. It's frustrating offensively because you want to get your hands on the ball, and then when you do, you have a tendency to press because you want to make it all up in one play, and you can't do that.
First and 10. Matkin to the air. Flag down in the offensive line as Matkin picked up 7, and another flag comes in. They end up with offsetting fouls here. 2 referees who threw the flags. Joined referee Steve Shaw in the conversation. The umpire threw one in the middle of the pit there, the offensive line. It leads you to believe that one was holding.
Like a face mask towards the end of the play against Matkin.
There were 2 fouls during the play, holding on the offense. That'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Then there was a dead ball, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
During the play, they don't offset because one carries the automatic first down with it. Jackie Carroll's team gets the first down.
You know, last week, Sparky Woods, the offensive coordinator, told us they had great numbers against Arkansas, but the problem is they had a penalty in every one of the series that they had except one. Can you imagine? How can you score if you have that many penalties? Wow, Sparky's really worried about those penalties.
Former head coach in the SEC at South Carolina, offensive coordinator at Virginia the last couple of years. A 1st and 10 throw. Matkin moving for room, has Love downfield. Kelvin went up, and it fell incomplete. Well, the better athlete almost made the play. In the double coverage, Ken Lucas helped break it up. Well, a reminder of what comes up as the college football weekend continues on ABC. Tomorrow, Big 12 doubleheader, Texas A&M, followed by Nebraska, Colorado. We know about the implications for the Huskers looking to get to the title game. Saturday, split the country 2 ways for regional action as well, with Georgia Tech or Arizona State. And then in prime time, you'll all see Notre Dame take on Rose Bowl-bound Stanford on ABC Sports. After a second down swing out, Jacinzo Miller to the 42. He picked up 3 first downs on this drive.
I love that call, Kurt. When a quarterback is struggling, you let the swing back go out there and hit him like this play, and then let him run after this. This is what old Matkin really needs, a couple of completions in a row.
Yeah, it can do a lot for your psyche mentally for a quarterback. Pick up your confidence, pick up the tempo of the offense.
Drive of the night from Mississippi State. They'll go one back. is the freshman. Well, check that. Justin Griffith, the freshman. From Sanatoria, Mississippi. I'm telling you about all the towns around this state because of the impact of this game. Most of the players you're seeing tonight, over 50%, grew up in this state, were born and raised here. And the flag will move them 5 yards, an offside penalty on the Ole Miss defense. Players like Madkin from out of the state, once you get to these schools, you realize the impact of this game. And let's not forget Southern Miss, down in the southern part of the state in Hattiesburg, giving this state 3 top 25 teams.
That's the only state we can figure out that had 3, right?
Right. Florida doesn't have it.
Typically, you would right away think Florida. Absolutely. Texas, but no, Mississippi.
Miami's 28th in the poll. First and 5. Will that count as a pass breakup? They hit MC Williams in the back. All right, here's the trivia answer, Mr. Herbstreit. The NFL all-time leading rusher and receiver and the schools they attended.
Well, you got to go with Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Jackson State, Mississippi Valley State.
Wow. Huh? Hey, give him a pie. No, give him a piece of the pie. That's what you get. A piece of your apple pie.
12 weeks, 1 right answer.
I got one. You're going my era. You go back to the 20s, you got to go to the lead.
Second and 5. That screen to Love. Made a man miss. First ball came out. They say he was down. Seneca Taylor got beat by Love and then thought the ball came out.
I think that was a fumble. I think Seneca Taylor came in there from his free safety position and knocked this ball loose. I think the whistle was blown a little bit early here. Once Love makes the move here, he's got to be careful from behind. Watch Taylor hit the ball. Ball is out. And Ole Miss recovers that, but Mississippi State will keep the ball.
I'm not so sure, Mike. Not so fast, my friend. Watch his knee. Watch his knee. If we show it again, you'll see his knee was down, I think.
Okay, let's check it out.
It's close. We'll see it again.
Love came out of the game with the injured ankle. It is a first down for Mississippi State. They got a break. They made it work in their favor. Scott Westerfield on for the extra point. Missed it left. Had only missed 1 extra point all year. So the lead is 4.
DeCenzo Miller's going to run right at you. Great blocking up front by Kendrick Fairchild, number 77. Number 52, Michael Fair, gives Mississippi State exactly what they need. They're finally on the scoreboard.
What if your car slips off the road in Slippery Rock? Or you need the name of a mechanic in Mechanicsville? Well, if your car is insured by State Farm, just look up the local State Farm agent. Almost anywhere you travel, whether it's a big metropolis or just a little one, a good neighbor is always nearby to help. So if your car gets stolen in Thief River Falls, or you have some trouble in Paradise, hey, don't worry about it. State Farm is there.
This holiday season, the biggest motion picture of all time is now the one DVD no collection should be without. Titanic. Take the voyage home on DVD. This impressive panorama was shot with the miraculous little ELPH. The new ELPH 2, the 2x zoom camera that's the world's smallest. Have you seen all the ELPHs? Only from Canon.
Back in his college baseball days, John Elway would stand at the plate and try to muscle the ball over the fence. Every once in a while, he'd get one to clear the .335 mark and left, but just barely. If you figured Elway to have more power than that, you got to remember one thing. That's a pretty long throw.
Expect more from an original. Original Coors, brewed a mile high.
My beer? It's got to be original.
So the Mississippi State fans doing the now traditional dog pound rock dance, led by the players on the sideline as Mississippi State has gotten back in this game. Happy Thanksgiving. 10-6 the score after the missed extra point by Westerfield. Jeff Walker, the punter, is the kickoff man, the better leg. McAllister from the 5. He's picked up at the 20. Beautiful job in coverage by Sean Birdsong, reserve DB. First, the fumble before the touchdown.
Well, Mississippi State gets the touchdown. I think they caught a break to play before this. Love makes the move. Now 23, Taylor's going to come in from behind with a big blow before the knee touches. Look at the ball come out. The officials did not see it. Mississippi State maintained possession to set this up.
All right, let's see why they make the play. Kendrick Fairchild right there is the key. Keep your eye on him now. He's blocking on number 44, Cook. Notice the block by that 319-pound offensive right tackle and only a sophomore.
Miller for Peterson. Timing pattern, one step away. Incomplete. Defense makes it 2nd and 10. And ESPN's 1st and 10 is presented by AMD, Athlon Processor. See the line where Romaro Miller will try to lead the Ole Miss offense to keep this drive alive and take the crowd back out of it. The crowd was out for a while, and now they have been stirred. McAllister, 1 yard. Toby Galladay was at the bottom of the pile.
It looks like that old Joe Lee Dunn has decided to bring those linebackers up a little closer. Number 45, Barron Simpson. Watch him hit him right on the line of scrimmage, Kirk. They're not sitting back as much now. They seem to be more attacking on defense.
Yeah, they are. Toby Galladay. It's amazing how much emotions play in college football. It's almost like a different defense is on the field right now.
Watch the Cowboy game this afternoon and watch this game. Talk about the difference in college and pro football.
Forget about it.
3rd and 9. McAllister, nowhere to go. Listen to the fans after the 3 and out, led by Dorshett Davis in the D.
And one of the things that helps Joe Lee Dunn with his defense is he alternates so many players. There's Dorshett Davis, who doesn't play very much as sophomore. But remember, Kirk, that's going to help them because how many offensive plays Ole Miss had in the first quarter?
Well, they love to rotate the front. Yeah. Every series, they'll rotate a new group of players on that front line.
Coming after him! Flag is down. They never touched the ball, so it will be a flag. The ball came loose. Ole Miss will scoop it. Eddie Strong with the recovery. Second flag is down at the 45.
Like we were on the field before the game, and Jackie Sherrill was on right with us with his stopwatch. He said, "I'll tell you what," kind of whispering, guys. "I'll tell you what. If they're going to line up at 12 yards, we're going to block a couple kicks tonight." Twice. He was right. Twice they've been right there.
I'll show you why he didn't block this kick, though. He didn't go for the block point. Yep. Remember all those coaches like Frank Beamer is talking about the block point? Yep. It's where the ball's coming off the foot, not at the kicker.
Major league conversation going on here because you have a turnover, 2 flags.
There was a kick there to the ball once the ball was fumbled, but I think it was unintentional. I don't know.
There were 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense, holding on the defense. Both penalties will be declined. It will be first down Ole Miss.
First the kick block attempt.
Okay, now watch when we talk about the kick blocking point. You aim out front of where King is. That's right See, he's going right for the leg. Instead of out front, he goes right, kicks it underneath him. That's why he doesn't block the kick.
Yeah, Kanzaki Jones, when he actually just misjudged where he was going to go as far as his landing point there, and then once Big Prater tries to make the catch there, that's the second mistake he's made in returning punts.
Interesting. Remember, he didn't start the ball game because he didn't practice all week. Maybe he didn't practice catching those punts either.
Good point, Coach. Ankle injury and a hip flexor. Ole Miss keeps it again. And Miller to the air again. Waiting for a man to break free, and Peterson into double coverage. It was incomplete.
Like the idea there by David Cuck. Let's go for it. You know, all of a sudden a big change of events. Momentum is switching back and forth. Why not take a shot at the end zone? The way you're moving the ball offensively, every once in a while, it's just to stretch that defense.
And remember one thing about Mississippi. They've played 3 top 25 teams, and they've beaten 2 of them, Arkansas and Georgia. This is a good football team, Mississippi.
Second and 10 throw. Incomplete behind L.J. Taylor. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to the guys back in the studio and our pal, Mr. Fowler. Chris, what do you got coming up?
Well, Mike, while your guy Kirk there has maybe his 3rd or 4th piece of pie in the day, we have the original Coors halftime report, some NFL highlights. We'll take a look at the wonderful, the tragic, and the inspiring moments from the '99 season, as well as hidden video. Rod and Mike, join me at the half for the original Coors report.
Killing me. He's killing me.
Let me tell you something.
I'll see him tomorrow. Beautiful Bristol.
Didn't you miss that beautiful Thanksgiving dinner we usually have at ESPN?
I sure did. I sure did. 3rd and 10 from the 32. 4 in the pattern. Through the hands of Taylor again. It's 4 in a row that Miller's misfired on. From here, the field goal would be 49 yards. Watching in pregame warm-ups, Binkley made a couple from the left hash mark from 45, from 43 and 48, actually. This one will be 49. His longest of the year.
Binkley's up for the Lou Groza Award, which old Sebastian Janikowski's going to win.
Will win.
Forget about it.
On line. And good.
Binkley can come in second.
So he repeats what he was doing before the game. Former junior college All-America last year, Les Binkley at Northwest Junior College in Mississippi. The state has several very good community and junior colleges to provide talent to both sides. And a career-long 49 yards for Binkley.
We've always talked about the snap. Watch it. Perfect. The hole. Nice hold because he took the laces and turned them away from him, and that's why he made the kick. The laces are very important. Watch this one, Kirk. See the laces?
Oh, yeah. Turn around.
Turn around. Good job.
Good save.
Ben Craddock, the junior.
Yeah, Benny almost dropped the ball there. He's lucky he got it back up. I don't know about turning the laces. You got to catch it first.
So Binkley, who kicked the game-winning field goal in the opening win at Memphis this year, 3-0, extends the lead to 7. It's 13-6.
One thing everybody always talks about, they always carry off the kicker. Remember last time we were here, they carried off Westerfield. What a great job. And they forgot about the center and the holder. 2 most important parts.
Westerfield.
Westerfield.
No, wasn't it Westerfield?
Yes, it was. You're right.
Thank you very much.
Westerfield.
No, I said Westerfield.
Okay. We love you. Pull the tape back, eh? Number 5. Ahead of the 17-yard line. Nothing. Well, you've enjoyed college basketball, I hope, this holiday weekend on ESPN. Next week, we've got a great one for you. The ACC Big Ten Challenge, presented by 989 Sports, 2 of the best leagues in the country. 8 of the 9 games played, you'll see on ESPN and ESPN2. Log on to ESPN.com and play the ACC Big Ten Challenge Pick'em. Chance to win a trip to either the Big Ten or ACC tournament in 2000. Some great games. The centerpiece will be the finale Wednesday night in Chapel Hill. Michigan State, North Carolina, 2 top 6 programs. First and 10 for the Dogs, down 7. Atkins pass to Love back in the game. Gets him to the 20. Mississippi State can stop it twice.
It's going to go to the 2-minute offense here. No huddle. It'll be interesting to see how Wayne Matkin, how he handles this with the pressure he's feeling from this Ole Miss defense.
Second down toss is too low. That Butler says I scooped it.
We were looking at Wayne Matkin a few weeks ago and then again yesterday, just breaking film down and looking at him. He's a quarterback that loves to get to the outside, loves to throw the football on the run. I don't think, personally, he's real comfortable sitting in the pocket, waiting and waiting and waiting, like so many of your typical pocket quarterbacks. He's an athletic guy that likes to move around.
Third and 8 have to be careful here. Could give Ole Miss the ball back in decent field position. Rebels run 4. Matkin completes to Love. The 33-yard line. Man who actually took some snaps at quarterback last year for Mississippi State. Kelvin Love. He's become a receiver who may get a look at the next level.
Up at this ball game, he's averaging 21 yards per reception. That's very, very good.
36 catches on the year. This Matkin out of the pocket. Incomplete for Larry Huntington. Ken Lucas on that coverage. And the good pressure from Tyler Williams. Well, as Chris reminded you, Mike and Rod are coming up with the original Coors halftime report. If you're with the family watching tonight, I think you'll enjoy the emotional moments from what truly has been an emotional year, start to finish, in college football in 1999. So, don't touch the remote at halftime. Second and 10 will take off. A first down across midfield. Why he's in there.
Exactly right, Mike. That's why he is playing. That's why he's ahead of Matt Wyatt. He doesn't necessarily throw the ball as well as Wyatt, but he brings you this. He has the ability to improvise and create. You see it all over college football anymore with the defenses and the way they attack. It helps to have a quarterback that can run and throw, and Wayne Matkin can do both.
17-yard scramble, and the officials stop the clock and ask one of the Mississippi State offensive players, their center, Paul Mooney, to leave the game. And Mississippi State thus takes a timeout. Center coming out, new center coming in. You don't want to take any chances, so Jackie Sherrill takes a very smart timeout.
The Southeastern Conference, setting the standard. Unprecedented year in athletic and academic achievement. 12 member institutions committed to excellence and the promise of the future. The Southeastern Conference, where champions are made.
By 7, 74 seconds before half. Mr. Corso, why are the Rebels up?
Special teams. A bad decision to catch a punt in the end zone. A missed extra point by Mississippi State, a missed punt by Mississippi State, 2 field goals of Mississippi. That's why they're winning the football game.
3 turnovers. 3 turnovers have killed Mississippi State. And they couldn't score here and tie the game before halftime. And again, a good-looking pass. Justin Griffith's 36th pass catch of the year. He catches it a lot out of the backfield. Just 1 timeout left with a minute.
I tell you what, Mike, made a mistake, though. Catch the ball like that, run out of bounds. You've got to get out of bounds in a situation like this, Kirk.
Paul Mooney, the center, did come back in with that timeout taken, so that was a very good job by Jackie Sherrill not to risk a mistake in the snap out of the shotgun. Clock will stop at the Love first down. And much more out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
Well, this one works because they take the inside receiver, Kirk, and drive him to the outside with Love, and he gets a nice position, and then he runs as far as he can and gets out of bounds right there. Stops the clock, first down. Good play, huh?
Stops the clock, but I like the stiff arm here. I like the way he breaks the tackle. Strickland comes up. That's the best thing that Kelvin Love can do. He's a big receiver, 6'3", 200 pounds. He breaks tackles with that speed.
His 4th catch of the night has 43 yards. Mississippi State a chance to tie the game here. Not much happening with Matt Butler, and the clock will run. 30 seconds. Might think about that last time out here, guys.
The one that fired into the ground, it looks like.
Lots of time ticking away. Lost 10 seconds there. 12 seconds. 14 seconds from the tackle to the kill of the clock, and it's 3rd down.
Going to bring up 3rd and 9 now, too.
All right, let's first guess.
Okay.
First thing I would do is I'd find out where number 8 is, Kelvin Love. Right. And I'd make sure I throw the ball somewhere near him. Okay. Because he's 6'3", 200 pounds, and if he can't catch it over those little backs, he might just make a great sensational play.
Also, they had some success dumping the ball to the backs out of the backfield, something that has worked well for them.
3rd and 9, they have a timeout left. He has time. Intercepted! Ronnie Hurd will keep Mississippi State off the scoreboard before halftime.
Wayne Mack can try to hit number 23 in a crossing pattern. Matt Butler, if you'll notice, he let the ball go a little bit high, and by getting the ball high, watch him now, see 23 coming across? He throws it high. And when he throws it high, it goes right over the receiver's head.
Heck of a catch there by Ronnie Hurd.
He wears number 38, the Chucky Mullins number, the Chucky Mullins Courage Award. That number is given to a leader, an experienced player on this team in honor of the man who was paralyzed in 1989, died in 1991, and a decade later, his memory is kept alive at Ole Miss by rewarding a defensive player with number 38 every year. 4 turnovers in the first half, part of the Mississippi State story. They're still within 7. We didn't know if Romaro Miller was going to play because of an ankle injury. He got off to a hot start, missed his last 4 passes, but has done a good job. Jackie Sherrill's team gets the ball to start the second half. They trail by 7 on Thanksgiving night as we send you back to the studio and Chris Fowler.
Well, Mike, thank you. Both teams embracing the generous spirit of the holidays, giving the ball away a total of 6 times as we marvel at the offensive wizardry of the Bulldogs in this first half.
Football game, and it got the crowd back into it when they caught a few breaks. But Ole Miss offensively has been flawless, with the exception of a mistake here or there. Their execution has been very good.
And don't forget, Mississippi State's won some close ball games at the end. But that extra point they missed now puts them in a position where they have to go for 2 if the game was to end right now to try to win it. That extra point's going to be really, really important.
Mississippi State offensively hasn't done much the last, 10 quarters. Can their defense be the reason that they can win this game? Can they shut down Ole Miss's offense in the second half?
Well, we'll wait and see. Last year, Mississippi State's defense scored 5 touchdowns. This year, all season, they've only scored 1. Tonight would be a good time for them to get that second touchdown to help their offense out. I think they can slow down Ole Miss's offense, but I don't know if they can stop them. I think they're going to need some help.
I think this game's going to be won with the special teams. I think Mississippi State's got to come up with a big play on special teams because their offense is a little iffy.
They've been getting after the punts. They ought to shot at that.
You're right. Remember how unbalanced the numbers were in the first 15 minutes. At the half, Mississippi State balanced the numbers a little bit. The 4 turnovers allowing Ole Miss to have the 7-point advantage. The yards are pretty close. And they weren't very close in the first quarter. Certainly the ankle of Romaro Miller was one of the concerns at halftime for Ole Miss, trying to make sure he was able to operate as well as he did in the first quarter. Kickoff by Carlisle McGee. Taken at the 1 by Huntington. Check that. It is Dante Walker instead on the kick return, and they put the freshman back there for a little boost and got it out to the 29, but a marker did come down on the play. Trying to get the ball in the hands of Walker on a kickoff.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
As we look at number 29, Pig Prather here, remember one thing. He did not start the game because he missed practice. Maybe he didn't practice enough on the punt return. That was a misjudgment situation. Here is an execution mistake that led to a field goal. Now, Scott Westerfield misses this extra point, which puts them in a position they have to go for 2 to win it, and Noni could tie it with a touchdown and an extra point.
And another mistake on special teams. This one, an error of commission. The push in the back means a long field. The drive starts from the 14. Matson has nobody open. Now locks one for Love, but threw it out of bounds. Love was locked down in man coverage with Tim Strickland.
At times, Wayne Matson is accused of leaving the pocket a little bit too soon. This time, he felt some pressure, tried to break contain, and when he did get to the outside, I was looking at his receiver, Kelvin Love, from up here. It's very easy, but he did a good job of cutting to the outside and getting up. Matson's got to give his receiver a chance.
What a difference a quarter makes. 21 offensive plays for Mississippi State. It was Ole Miss that had the 23 offensive snaps in the first quarter. A 2nd and 10 run for Jacenzo Miller. If you're just joining us, it was Miller's 29-yard touchdown run. Latter stages of the second quarter that gave Mississippi State the 6 points. Again, the stakes here tonight, other than the in-state bragging rights and the Egg Bowl battle and the trophy that belongs in Starkville right now to the Bulldogs, the winner of this game will probably go to the better bowl game in terms of being a New Year's Day bowl game.
I think if Mississippi State, Vincent Kirk, both you and I talked about him going to the Outback Bowl and playing Purdue, right? Yep.
3rd and 6. Huntington. Nice open field play by Eddie Strong. Came up with one of the turnovers earlier. The top tackler on the team. Looks like he's going to force Mississippi State to punt the ball away.
Gotta love the linebackers of Ole Miss. Look at Eddie Strong as a sophomore, has made some plays tonight. Sean Johnson, number 40, outright as a senior. And, of course, Armiga Spearman. All of these guys are very active, very athletic, and can run ball carriers and receivers down.
Stay on to go after Jeff Walker's punt. Corey Peterson is back deep to receive. The Walker's had a few blocks this year. The Ole Miss takes the charge after one. Good protection, line drive boot. Returnable for Peterson. 7 yards. Nice special teams play by Edward Yates.
We've been talking about tonight, we're going to give our pies out. Well, right now, Romaro Miller has about half my pie. He's shown a lot of courage. Last week, he sprained his ankle. Tonight, they taped him up. They gave him a special shoe. They taped over top of that. Almost looks like he has an air cast under that. He's been getting beaten up all night, but he has shown tremendous poise here on the touchdown pass to Floyd, and then he just kind of walks away, almost as if he expects to perform this well. His poise is something to watch in the second half.
Houston McAllister, who carried the load in the first half. Barron Simpson in on another tackle. 45 has been everywhere. Miller's first half statistically was very, very strong. He missed his last 5 passes at the end of the second quarter. He is a junior, backed up by David Morris, a sophomore, and Eli Manning, a true freshman who is redshirting for Ole Miss, the younger brother of Peyton Manning. Remember, Peyton's great success was when David Cutcliffe coordinated the offense at Tennessee. A 2nd and 6 toss to McAllister. The speed past Barron Simpson to move the chains. First down, Ole Miss. And here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Guys, at halftime, Ole Miss head coach David Cutcliffe obviously very, very pleased with the play of his football team in the first half on both sides of the ball. His concern not was the offense. I said that they're running the ball very, very well. His concern was primarily the passing game. He said, we made a lot of mental mistakes in the passing game. We can throw the ball better in the second half, but you got to consider our quarterback practiced 1 half day this week and put the rest of the week on crutches.
Certainly been a difference maker for Ole Miss tonight. Miller's back on play action. Yes! Yes! Tight throw to Jamie Armstrong. They were high school teammates. And at the 36, the chains will move again.
I love Ramiro's attitude. He's just kind of laid back, like I said earlier, like he expects it. This is a ball that needs to be thrown away from the defender. Coming off of play action, sensitive on the ankle, he throws it away, and perfect timing there with Jamie Armstrong. And a lot of that has to do with how familiar he and his quarterback, Ramiro Miller, are. Look at him throwing away from Tim Nelson, where only Armstrong can make the catch.
Was his favorite target back at Shannon High School. Together, they were 3A state champions. Not much for Deuce McAllister.
Think of the skill of Ole Miss next year with Joe Gunn as a sophomore, Deuce McAllister as a junior, Ramiro Miller, the quarterback, a junior. 1999 has been a great year for David Cutcliffe in his first year. 2000 potentially could be even better.
They know it in Oxford, too. Boy, are they excited about the future. The present's pretty good now. The toss on the run is that intercepted? Oh, what a spectacular INT. Fred Smoot made a great play. And he hurt his knee.
Now, Miller really gets bombed here. But I hate to see a football player with his knee like that. Now, watch. Miller gets crushed right there. Ooh. Wow. But he's quick enough to get up.
He hops up. This ball is tipped. Just tipped there by McAllister, who was out wide. And Fred Smoot did a good job at close there. Did a good job of holding on to the football there. And he came down hard on that right knee.
So the medical staff out to look at Smoot, who comes up with the turnover for Mississippi State defensively. That's the 7th turnover in this game. 4 by Mississippi State, 3 by Ole Miss. The latest by Miller. Timeout.
Which Sports Center do you watch? Mornings, evenings, late nights? Only on ESPN.
10,750, 10,502, 9,500. 13,400. No. 6,780.
If you can guess where the Dow will close at the end of the year, go to E-Trade for a chance to win $1 million.
1 million.
It's time for E-Trade. Contest ends November 28th.
It's here, the Hot Rebel 2000. Rev it up. Score, new ball. Let Cannon ignite your creativity. Rotation Agassi. Soar past simple snapshots. And roar into photography. 3, 2, 1, go! Agassi, game ready. Rebel 2000 from Cannon.
What do you do while your battery's charging? Well, now, you could just keep working.
because Skill just created the dual source power system, the first cordless tools with a corded backup. So you can finish what you start, which is a much more satisfying use of time. Dual source. Only from Skill.
ESPN's presentation of Thursday night primetime college football is brought to you by Circuit City. Answers in every department. Low prices all over the store. And by Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
From the land of the dogs, Mississippi State comes up with a turnover. The good news is Fred Smoot walked off under his own power. Looks like a more serious knee injury may not be. So after the turnover, Mississippi State ball from its own 5, Kelvin Love. The speedy receiver gets about 6 yards. Lucas over there to make the stop along with Seneca Taylor.
That's the old University of Florida play. They do it better than anybody else. Now, number 8, Kelvin Love, is 6'3", 200. He's got great speed. Watch it. As he comes around, it turns into a cross play, Kurt. But the thing I like about this is they need to get the ball in number 8's hands as many ways as they can.
As often as possible. He's their playmaker.
That's the 5th time he's run the ball this year. Gives him some breathing room for 2nd and 5. And the freshman Dante Walker turns it upfield. He's just shy of the ESPN 1st and 10 line. 3rd and short coming up.
Mike, you mentioned earlier about Kelvin Love, maybe the potential of moving his game to the next level at 6'3". He's a big receiver, 200 pounds. We talked to him yesterday. He said he runs, in his mind, he runs a 4'3". He's got a 39-inch vertical. He feels that he has plenty to bring to the table come April in that NFL draft.
Also, Jackie said he didn't have a good 40 time when the scouts were here first, but he's much faster now.
Yeah.
Out of the power set. Ball came down, and Ole Miss has it. Another turnover. It's 5 now. And Tim Strickland comes up with the recovery. Justin Griffith, the freshman, lost it.
This has been a reoccurring theme for Mississippi State this year, self-destructing the last couple weeks against a couple good opponents in Arkansas and Mississippi, and Arkansas and Alabama. The big thing to understand here is watch the ball pop out.
I think it's Eddie Strong who caused that turnover.
Strong hit it, and the thing that's most frustrating is the penalties is what's killed them the last few weeks, and now they're turning the ball over 5 times tonight.
A score situation, when you get the ball in the red zone, you have to put points on the board. McAllister to the 13. Right, Coach, even if it's a field goal, you get the ball at the 18-yard line. If you don't score, that's a momentum swing.
No question about this. They need to go for the touchdown, though, because these field goals are not putting them far enough away from Mississippi State, who could bring in the quarterback, who I like, Matt Wyatt, and cause this thing to turn around. If I was Cutcliffe now, I'd run that thing right at him at Bauman and try to get a touchdown.
See Ole Miss's touchdown percentage. Just over half the time they're in the red zone. They score 6. McAllister is stopped. You think teams that run it well usually do well in the red zone, but remember the Mississippi State rushing defense is the best in the nation. They've allowed 68 yards on 23 carries tonight. Jolie Dunn's the coordinator.
One of the things that we like to see, and we talk about quite often on these Thursday night games, is with an athletic quarterback, play action and get him to the outside. Unfortunately, he's got the ankle, so that probably won't be a play that Ole Miss will go with there.
Peterson at the top, L.J. Taylor in the slot. The receiver was held coming out of the backfield, and the flag came down. Charlie Stackhouse, the fullback who's only caught 3 all year, was grabbed on the way out, and that's going to be a defensive hold.
Coming up by Nelson. Flag on the flag.
They're saying it was tipped. If the ball was tipped, you can immediately make contact with the defender, with the intended receiver, if you are the defender.
Are you allowed to tackle a guy if it's tipped while he's going
during
up
the pass? Holding on the defense, half the distance to the goal. First down.
I don't know if you're allowed to tackle a guy. Here, Tim Nelson, number 17. Very, very obvious. Keep an eye on him up at the top of your screen. Once he sees the receiver going out. Right here, I mean, that's about as blatant as it comes. He actually he almost made the tackle before the ball got there. Didn't quite get him down.
But it was a nice call by Cutlip to put one-on-one with that outside linebacker, Nelson. Good call by Cutlip.
First and goal. Touchdown in this game scored by Adam Bettis, the senior tight end from Sherwood, Arkansas. Adam Bettis' first career touchdown reception. And Ole Miss makes the Dogs pay for the turnover.
Again, Romero Miller, the junior, has been doing it all night tonight, showing his courage, showing how tough he is here, rolling out. Gets the ball to number 81, Adam Bettis, who finds the corner that gets the touchdown. Ole Miss up 14 here in the third.
Your website's going to be set up like an MMDS Gigabyte with a rotating geostationary satellite. We feel that both you and your customer will appreciate binary riddles that users love. You know, that's part of the fun. Then wait till you guys see this. The technology will be obsolete by the time we leave here today, but that's okay because we'll come back.
Who designs your website is up to you. Hooking it up and delivering the goods, leave that up to us.
Of course, you ship everything FedEx.
FedEx. Be absolutely sure. Are you ready for this?
Kick Old Man winter in the teeth with Prestone Antifreeze, the #1 way to fight corrosion and protect your aluminum radiator to 84 below. Get in the Prestone zone so nothing can stop you now.
Over 70 million people
are receiving an education on the internet this year. 7 out of 10 students on the web say they are getting better grades.
One day, training for every job on Earth.
Training for every job on Earth will be available on the internet.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Virtually all internet traffic travels across the systems of one company, Cisco Systems, empowering the internet generation.
Are you ready?
Season Mountain West Shootout as Jay Stoner and the Cowboys visit San Diego State.
Wyoming, San Diego State at 7, Saturday on ESPN.
Ole Miss on the first career touchdown where the senior Adam Bettis has put up more than most on the Mississippi State defense. Points they gave up all year was the 22 to Kentucky 3 Thursdays ago. And a nice kick return will give Mississippi State good field position. A man who needed to make something good happen. Tig Prather got it out near the 40.
What they found out here is they faked the ball. Watch it. Romero fakes the ball to the tailback. Cooper comes to the inside, but the tight end, Bean, is wide open. The reason why that play worked, Kirk, is the fact they've been running it so well. They faked the run, and all of Mississippi State went to the run and hit the guy wide open.
I think that's the first time they've allowed the quarterback, because of the ankle, Romero Miller, to get to the outside off of play action. Great call, as you mentioned, by David Tuckman.
Excellent field position for Mississippi State. The freshman Dante Walker gains a couple of yards to the 42. And now Mississippi State, which has not seen many big deficits this year. They've been down, but down in the third quarter by 14 is a little different story.
Not as bad as it was against Auburn.
But the one thing I would warn Ole Miss fans and fans that think this game is over is Mississippi State is playing at home. They're one big play away from getting the crowd back into the game, and that's when things can change.
2nd and 8. From its own 42. Walker got the corner. Got a first down as well. Here's Doc.
Guys, at halftime, Mississippi State head coach Jackie Sherrill talks about this team playing with too much caution, playing with a lack of intensity, and making too many mental mistakes. You got to go out and play with reckless abandon. Someone has got to step up and make a play. We keep waiting for someone else to make a play, and we've got to stop waiting, or we're going to get beat.
Jackie's team has erased deficits all season. I can fake the pass to Love. Downfield was covered. Amiga Spearman takes him into the bench area. Home fans wanted a flag. Looked like the correct call.
Remember one thing about Mississippi State, they scored 15 points in the last 4 minutes against Auburn away from home to come back and win that ball game. Remember also that Matt Wyatt was the quarterback when they've done that. The kid's a passer. I'm not convinced that if they don't score in the third quarter that they shouldn't go with the senior Matt Wyatt and start throwing a football.
Well, more than likely they will. They've done it all year. I don't know why they would change tonight. More than likely you'll see Matt Wyatt at some point.
He came in the game at Jordan-Hare. They were down 16-3 with 4 minutes to go and scored 15 points in the last 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Dante Walker pushed out of bounds at the 41.
Also, we were here when he took that team down to kick the winning field goal against Kentucky, correct?
Yep.
See, by getting a score offensively, I talked about the crowd. When the crowd gets back into it, that's when that Mississippi State defense takes it up another notch. And then all of a sudden you have the ability to create turnovers and give yourself another chance to score. So this game is still a long, long way from being over.
That night against Kentucky, Westerfield takes the game-winning field goal. Try to keep the drive alive here on 3rd and 4. Looking towards Love. Pressure. Put it up. And the athlete came back and nearly made a good catch. Fourth down at their 41.
Kelvin Love actually did the toughest part. He found the ball and came back. That's the tough part. Now, the easy part for him is just to make the catch. The fact he was able to adjust to the ball and come back while Strickland continued to go back, then he just missed the ball.
I'm not convinced that Tim Strickland, number 3, didn't kind of use his left hand to make that ball get out of there, though. Because Love is too good a player to drop that play.
Wyatt has come in at quarterback for 4th and 4. Wyatt goes into the shotgun. Wyatt, who's also the Pooch punter, is in punt formation. Ole Miss had nobody back there, and the ball rolls back towards them and only comes to the 20. The Pooch punt didn't work from the backup quarterback, 21 yards. Kelvin Love, the senior, is trying to make sure that a Mississippi native ends up on the winning side tonight. He saw his quarterback in trouble, came back to the ball, couldn't hold on. His typifies the frustration of Mississippi State.
Do you want the most bang for your buck? Well, meet the next generation car, the 2000 model Ford Focus. Automatic, air conditioning, CD player, only $12,988. Or the #1 selling Ford Ranger, 2000 model, 3.0 liter V6, automatic CD player, $12,998. Your choice. Come see us at Wayne Blackwood Ford Lincoln Mercury, where we're putting the fun back into buying a car.
The party of the millennium is going on right now at Riverside Toyota. With the 2000 models now arriving every day, we're giving the best prices on the best cars and trucks of the century. Our entire selection of Toyotas has been marked down. Check it out. 2000 Toyota Corollas from only $12,995. And the #1 selling car in the nation 2 years in a row, 2000 model Camrys are selling for only $17,888. All the best is right here in Rome. Riverside Toyota on the hill in downtown Rome.
People think I live a pampered life. but I work hard to keep up my business. For example, I always manage to wake up first thing in the morning and catch that 11 a.m. Sports Center.
Hoops is having an ACC Big Ten challenge of his own.
So was Bojo. I just invited him to dinner.
What? I've already invited Tom Izzo. Wow. Hey, guys, want some salad?
The ACC Big Ten challenge starts November 30th.
Well, the Ole Miss fans are hoping to see the trend continue, see if the road team can win a 6th consecutive game in the Egg Bowl. ESPN's First and 10 presented by AMD Athlon Processor. The Ole Miss drive starts from its own 21. Houston McAllister, 4 to the 25. Ole Miss offensive line has done a very steady and consistent job of keeping the Mississippi State defense out of the backfield tonight. And the Mississippi State defender is again shaken up. And there's the tackle man, Darren Simpson, his team's leading tackler, who's over 15 stops tonight.
Romero Miller is your guy for your pie, right? Right now, I would take the offensive line for Mississippi, cut it up in 5 pieces, and give them each a piece of my pecan pie. They have controlled the line of scrimmage by running it. Pass protection has been pretty good, and I think most important, they've been able to attack the strength of the Mississippi State defense by hitting them in the mouth and running right at them.
And it goes back to Dr. Jerry Bunch's point when he talked with David Cutcliffe about how they felt that Mississippi State really hasn't seen this big offensive line since Chris Samuels and Alabama. And they've been able to show that so far through the first, close to the first 3 quarters.
If you didn't catch it earlier when we were with you, little Thanksgiving tradition starting here tonight. We are the dessert. It's the traditional late night, Thursday night Thanksgiving football game on ESPN. So a dessert, a pie, goes to the best players on each side. Hey, Harvey's in Starkville, where we had a great Thanksgiving dinner last night.
I hate to say this, but it was better than Little Dewey's.
You're losing your place.
I don't know. Forget Little Dewey's. I'm going to Harvey's from now on.
Wow, you're going to forget Little Dewey's?
Yes, I'm going to Harvey's.
Oh, you're crazy.
It's one of the nice parts, even though we're away from our families, our football family got together and had a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner as we end our season of regular season games here on Thursday Night Football. It's been a dozen great weeks with terrific players and plays and terrific people to work with as well. Darren Simpson comes off the field under his own power. It's 2nd and 6. And McAllister carries for first down. Deuce McAllister is going to be a back that you'll hear a lot about going into the year 2000. Here's Dr. Jerry Bunch.
Guys, Darren Simpson took a helmet to the back and is having some lower back spasms. They're hoping to be able to get the spasms reduced and get him back in the ballgame. Obviously, he's a major part of this Mississippi State defense.
All right, Doc, thank you.
The left side of that line, Reyes, Metcalf, 320, 315 pounds, was really hitting that line real well for Mississippi.
Nothing there for Deuce that time. Well, they are making a commitment to the run against the nation's best rushing defense.
Possibly a good time here. You see the numbers that we've been talking about all night. And so far, they've been giving up not only the points, but also total yards, rushing yards, every category. But maybe a good time for a play-action pass with the way Mississippi State is flying up there to take away Deuce McAllister.
That's impressive. They've exceeded every category with 20 minutes left in the game. It's taken them 2/3 of the game to get over the season averages allowed by this defense. Drop back pass on 2nd and 10. Is caught by Maurice Flournoy to the 42-yard line, first down.
The guy throws one of the prettiest balls in college football, with or without the injured ankle. He's been doing it all season long. It's just that now people are starting to recognize him for what he is, and that's one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. And again, he'll be one of the best in the country next year. Look at the zip on the ball, and look at the window. That tight window finds a way to get it in there. And again, Flournoy has been his go-to guy tonight, makes another catch.
But he beat Robert Bean that time. Robert Bean was too soft. Push number 13. He's going to the Senior Bowl, but he won't play there long if he doesn't get them closer.
On 1st and 10, McAllister. Nickel tackle at the 47-yard line. Almost popped one. Barris Grant, the reserve, comes in to make the play. SportsCenter's coming up right after our game with Stuart Scott and Brian Kinney. The Marino-Aikman showdown in Dallas. Gus Frerotte and the Lions reclaim the top spot in the NFC Central. And Barkley and Pippen. Preview of the bad blood that could be brewing in the NBA Western Conference. At SportsCenter after the game, your source for the best news in sports for the last 20 years. It's a 2nd and 6. McAllister toss, first down. Deuce McAllister to the 38-yard line. A good runner. Flagged down after 15 yards.
Been talking about this offensive line doing a good job up front of pushing people around. But Deuce McAllister is a hard runner. He's been breaking tackles all night tonight. This one's probably going to come back.
Dead ball foul, personal foul on the offense. 15-yard penalty. It will be 1st and 10.
Like 89, Doug Ziegler came in after McAllister was declared down and drilled a Mississippi State player, and they're going to call him for that and bring it back. But Deuce McAllister is a runner that's going to get in there, and he always seems to fall forward. A lot of that has to do with the push he's getting up front.
Watch number 79, Terrace Metcalf, right there. 300-pounders and moves his feet. What a great-looking sophomore he is from Clarksdale, Mississippi.
They feel he is a definite next-level guy. He's a big-time prospect right there.
Big-time player, boy.
Saw the flag. Ziegler hit John Hilliard late. But they achieved the first down, so it is 1st and 10. And markers come down here.
Dead ball foul, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Davey Cutcliffe's team will be back 5 more yards. We talked about Metcalf, who started in 97, had a gruesome ankle injury early in 1998, has come back to his great blocking form. Pre-season in 98, he was thought of as an all-SEC performer, then had the ankle injury that set him back. Prayed All-American out of high school, a rising performer once again on the offensive line.
And like all offensive linemen, he has that combination, not only the strength, but more importantly, the great feet. He has great, quick feet.
Nice block by Robert Williams. The toss is incomplete for Peterson. The back, Robert Williams, did a nice job. Thanksgiving night, Starkville, Mississippi, with Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Dr. Jerry Punch, Mike Tirico. It's been 54 years since Mississippi State's been this good in a row at home. But Ole Miss leads this game 20-6, trying to become the 6th consecutive road team to win this Egg Bowl battle. They battle for the Golden Egg Trophy. They created the trophy because the intensity in the rivalry between the fans in the late 20s got so hostile, they said, let's do something nice between the teams. The Egg Trophy is nice. It's still a hostile rivalry. Cedric Vincent moved too quick.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Reminds me a lot of the first drive at the beginning of the game for Ole Miss, where they came right down, moving the ball, looking very, very good, and then bringing it back. 5 yards for a hold, or for a delay of the game. 5 yards for illegal procedure, and here it's happening again.
It's the Mississippi State that's been the double-digit flag team the last 3 weeks. Ole Miss making uncharacteristic mistakes tonight. Toss to Deuce, looked for a hole, was not there. They still have another 17 yards to pick up a 1st down, and 3rd down is coming up.
You know, I've been out of coaching a while, but I've never seen, and recently, so many big guys run so well. That Vincent kid is 6'5", 350 pounds, number 73, and he pulled that time around like an old little guard.
And Vincent dropped 23 pounds from the bowl game to spring ball.
I'd give him a pie, but he needs 7 pounds.
Cowbells are banging A long-time tradition in Starkville. Blitz. Sack. Tim Nelson, Barron Simpson, the pressure.
Good call, Mike. The dog, the outside linebacker, number 17. Tim Nelson comes to the right-hand side of the picture. 5'9", 177 Kirk, and I love his quickness coming in that blitz.
Give Joe Lee Dunn a lot of credit there for the scheme. They blitzed from the outside, the inside. Both linebackers came loose.
Will they come after Reagan King?
They come close twice.
Got it away, wasn't hit. He acted. Nearly dropped at the 29-yard line by Pig Prather. Well, tomorrow, if you do some shopping, come back to ESPN tomorrow night. The Hall of Fame Tip-Off Classic from Springfield. Bobby Knight's Indiana team against a John Chaney Temple team that some think could make it all the way to the Final Four. And then at the Garden, the top 10 battle. Arizona, Kentucky, the rematch of Wildcats from the 97 title game that Zona won in OT. That's a good doubleheader tomorrow night. Tournament week continues on ESPN.
Arizona's got Mr. Basketball, kid named Gardner, as a point guard from Indiana.
From Indiana. Boy, I love it. They got Lauren Woods from Wake Forest now.
That gets first down toss. First time we've seen a tight end tonight for Mississippi State. And Terrence McCaskey moves it across the 1st and 10 line to the 42.
The reason why that play was wide open is they swung the tailback out and the linebacker went out and they left the big tackle. Now, if you watch number 86, McCaskey going there, but as you watch the tailback swing to the right, you'll see the linebacker right there, number 4, get out of his position, and that's why the play was wide open. Good call by Sparky Woods.
Final minute, 3rd quarter. Mississippi State running out of possession. Looking long. Justin Griffith inside the 20. Madkin is limping.
Slid the fullback here. Justin Griffith right out of the backfield. Another good call here by Sparky Woods. Keep an eye on him. He's going to run a wheel route right down the sideline. Wayne Madkin does a good job of looking him off, fighting off the pressure, and he has one-on-one coverage there with Spearman, the linebacker.
Good offensive tempo, too. Mississippi State pedal to the metal. DeCenzo Miller scored on a similar play, fought forward to the 13-yard line to end the 3rd quarter. They're down 14, but they're knocking on the door, and we could have a very interesting final 15 minutes. The battle for the egg, 1999. Comes down to the 4th quarter. It's been Romero Miller getting the job done. His touchdown to Bennett, the only point of the 3rd quarter. And the Rebels yell by 14.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he has his mother's eyes. Because I still have to teach him to whistle. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm injured, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Did I mention he has his mother's eyes? Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Your home base for everything, from fast searches to one-stop shopping. You get whatever it is in the world you want from the World Wide Web. Lycos. Go get it.
Honey?
Michelob Light has a smooth, satisfying taste you won't find in an ordinary light beer.
Hi, baby.
Oh, hi, Daddy.
Beer or Michelob Light?
Did you ever take a fight on short notice?
How short?
For $100,000.
We want a guaranteed title shot in the contract.
Could you knock out your best friend?
Why are you guys fighting?
Because they pay us.
Woody Harrelson, Antonio Banderas.
It's mine. I might do that, you know? Because ever since you shave your head, you look so pretty.
Play it to the bone.
I just don't like you.
Incredible.
I don't like you either.
Rated R. Starts Friday, January 14th.
I can't believe you tore a stunt like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. You're so sensitive. These are mine, too.
And now, the fourth quarter from Starkville. The home team's down 14, but driving inside the red zone. We start with 2nd and 5. Wayne Matkin, the quarterback. On the give to DeCenzo Miller. It'll be 3rd and short. Our Miller Lite storyline as 7-3 Ole Miss meets 8-2 Mississippi State. Mississippi State special teams, you see the mistakes that have cost them. And the turnovers. 8 in the game, 5 for Mississippi State, and Ole Miss has made them pay. Time of possession with a 9.5-minute advantage in the first quarter has been all Ole Miss from the start. And David Cutcliffe, in his first full season as head coach, is looking for win 8 on the year. Big 3rd and a couple. They get to Rod Gibson. Powers at the line, got driven back, and it will be all dependent on the spot. But as you see, a marker's down at the line of scrimmage.
And wrong. 9-yard line. We have 2. Flag on the flag.
Offside. On the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Tonight, a complete reversal of what's happened in November. The bad timing, majority of the flags have been against Mississippi State. Tonight, they've been against that man's team.
Can't really tell by that. I don't think anybody jumped. It had to be somebody lined up. Looked like maybe the defensive end at the opposite end.
Headgear in the neutral zone would be the only thing I could see there.
Questionable call of best.
1st and goal. Toss to Miller. Backed up after 2 yards. Ronnie Hurd, an interception earlier to end the first half. Looked like he was shaken up a bit on that play.
4-yard line. We have 2.
These goal line situations in rivalry games are always exciting to watch. It's a matter of who wants it.
Remember one thing about Wayne Matkin. He can run. That's an extra weapon near the red zone.
Second and goal. DeCenzo Miller stopped again. Hearn, who looked like he was shaken up, and Armir Spearman, who missed earlier action, went back to the locker room because of an injury. Both got it up to make a big play.
Here's Spearman right here, number 4. Keep an eye on him as he comes in, gets underneath the pulling guard, and Ronnie Hurd also fights off the pulling guard, Michael Fair, at 6'3", 304 pounds. Great defense by Ole Miss, setting up the 3rd and goal.
Number 9 and number 8. The 2 best athletes in Mississippi State have got to get into this play.
That's it. The middle. Freshman Donald Lee's first collegiate touchdown. Westerfield hooked an extra point earlier. This one he makes. We've got a ball game. All year, Donald Lee had 3 catches. 2 of them in the blowout against Middle Tennessee. But in the must-score drive of the season for Mississippi State, it's the freshman from FEMA, Mississippi, who brings the Dogs closer.
Sports Century Book, a great holiday gift in bookstores now.
Dave Gardner! We've just routed a bullet train directly to your office. It'll be here in 20 seconds unless you pick the PC that'll reroute the train in time. Will you choose the PC with Intel Pentium 3 or the one with the new AMD Athlon processor? Many people don't know there's a faster PC processor than Pentium 3 at any clock speed. The new AMD Athlon processor. Now you chose wrong, Dave. Too bad you didn't know about the new AMD Athlon processor. Oh, that had to hurt, huh?
10,750, 10,502, 9,500. 13,400. No. 6,780.
If you can guess where the Dow will close at the end of the year, go to E-Trade for a chance to win $1 million.
1 million.
It's time for E-Trade. Contest ends November 28th.
If you want more choices with more taste, we're your buds. Where else but Sonic can you get an extra long coney? Fun has never tasted so good. You get that extra kick of chili on top, all that melted cheddar cheese. We'll even toss in those tops you love to pop. That's one very tasty meal at one very tasty price.
Sonic America's try.
This month, don't miss our new apple pie shake. It's thick, creamy, and tastes so much like homemade apple pie. It even has bits of pie crust mixed in.
ESPN's presentation of Thursday night primetime college football is brought to you by E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online, and by Sonic, America's drive-in.
Saki Jones, the special teamer, leading the Dog Pound Rock. And Scott Stadium is rocking 40,000 strong tonight.
All they needed was a score. Gets the crowd back into the game. The defense now will be flying around. It'll be interesting to see how David Cutcliffe and Romero Miller, his quarterback, handle this past stretch.
Jeff Walker's kickoff. Taking it to 6. Bruce McAllister to the 27-yard line.
You guys, this is one of my favorite all-time plays. Keep your eye right there on Donald Lee. What they're going to do is they're going to fake a screen both ways. Linemen are going both ways. People move, and he sneaks right in the middle. This is one of my favorite plays ever. Watch. The double screen fake. The tight end, Don Lee in the middle. Bingo. What a great call by Sparky Woods.
Two tight ends have their first career touchdown catches in the town. Wow, listen to this.
It's as loud as it's been all night.
Miller dropped by Bennett. Joe Lee Dunn, who's been on both sides of this rivalry. He was the interim head coach after 2 years as defensive coordinator at Ole Miss in 1994 after Billy Brewer left. And then was not touched at Ole Miss when Tommy Tuberville took over.
Kentucky coach Hal Mummy told me it was like getting ready for Joe Lee Dunn is like getting for your worst nightmare for an offensive coordinator. He's that good.
2nd and 10. McAllister. Jerry Punch.
Hey, guys, I asked David Cutcliffe this before the game. I said, how much sleep did you get this week preparing for Joe Lee Dunn? He looked at me and smiled and said, you know better than that, Doc. When you're preparing for Joe Lee Dunn, you don't sleep at all. I haven't been to bed but a couple hours since last Sunday.
Jerry, I saw him in Oxford on Tuesday afternoon. He was in the same clothes that he put on Monday at 4 o'clock, 26 hours before. Peterson, 4th down, punch.
talked about the crowd coming into the football game. Once Mississippi State, even though they were down 20-6, they got one score. How it can change the complexion of a ball game, because now the crowd is back into it. 3 and out. After the way that Ole Miss offense has just been motoring through Mississippi State. 3 and out. They get the ball back. Now what will they do with it when they get the opportunity?
Right now it's an adventure with old number 29, Pink Favorite back.
Okay, flag came down. We'll miss a little jumpy, perhaps.
Good ball. Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
You've really got to look at that football here, because you clearly cannot hear anything.
The crowd noise and the cowbells that you keep hearing on the field or in the background, a tradition that started back in the 30s. Legend has it that in an Ole Miss Mississippi State game, a cow wandered onto the field. In the 74 season, 25 years ago, the SEC said you can't use them. It's a disruption, so they're not supposed to come in here. They're here. Not King's best pick, but takes an Ole Miss bounce. Mississippi State will start from its own 34 after a 45-yard kick.
You know, you can't accept less from life, because then you'll accept less from your work, and then you'll accept less from your weekends, and the next thing you know, you'll accept less from your beer. And you just can't accept less from your beer, because then you'll start accepting less from guys who install satellite dishes, and you might lose reception during an important football game, and hey, that's just wrong. Ice brewed so there's never any watered-down taste. Ice House. Enjoy.
Discipline creates performance. AIM funds. The idea is discipline. The purpose is performance. The name is AIM.
Mom, Dad, if I'm paying rent, I gotta have a better breakfast than this.
Mark.
I know there's some dietary restrictions at the table, but no way.
What would you like, Mark?
Potatoes, sausage, eggs.
Would you like me to serve that to you in a nice warm skillet?
That would be great.
What does this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Want a better breakfast? Try our award-winning Best for Breakfast menu at today's Holiday Inn.
Then Palmer and the Falcons make prey of the Lobos. Air Force, New Mexico at 2:30. Saturday on ESPN2.
I can't believe what Lee Corso said on ESPN last week. He said you can't have Thanksgiving dinner without turkey. I say you need a little pig. Come on, Corso. Have a little swine with your wine.
Right.
Oh, man, down at Little Dewey's down there taking care of business.
Mississippi State's the only team in America that's got a pork chop and a pig on it.
That's right. Pig Prather and pork
Maybe in the
chop
history.
and a bean. That's Robert Bean. Robert Bean, the DB. Floyd is Pork Chop Womack's real name. Nickname given to him by his mother, because he said when he was born he looked like a local wrestler named Pork Chop Cash. Mississippi State trying to cash in on the momentum, taking over from its own 34. Wayne Madsen, where he can make plays, pulled down. His knee was down before Armiga Spearman dropped the ball. It would not have been an interception. It's still a sack, and they lose 13 yards.
He's down here. He's looking like Rashard Casey of Penn State. Once in a while makes a great play. Other times has a tendency to just throw it up there and take a chance.
John Rahm made the sack. 2.5 for him on the year. Steve Shaw, the SEC referee, made a very good call without the benefit of stopping the replay. Second and long. Justin Griffin propels forward to make it 3rd and 9.
Kirk, this was an automatic. He saw number 2 in the line of scrimmage, and he went right at him with an inside play right there. That's an automatic on the line of scrimmage by Matkin. That was a good call, wasn't it?
Great call, and another great block by the right guard, Kenrick Fairchild, getting up, getting leverage, pushing those linebackers away, and you got to give Justin Griffin a lot of credit for picking up as many yards as he could.
You see where Mississippi State needs to get to for 44. Out of the gun, first down. C.J. Sermon, the tight end.
He's going to get good protection. Pretty impressive the way he sat in the pocket there. Sermon is just going to find a hole in the zone defense. And by the time he turns, Wayne Matkin is waiting and waiting and waiting, feeling a little bit uncomfortable in that pocket for too long, but throws the ball right where he has to for the first down.
Nice look into the eyes of the sophomore quarterback from across the border in Alabama. That play was thrown up by the defensive line and Kendrick Clancy.
You know, Mike, sometimes, Kirk, you run a draw play and it doesn't go anywhere and people go, boo. But you know what? Every once in a while you need to run a draw to keep those defensive tackles from rushing the passes so well. You remember that?
And especially a guy with such quickness as Clancy. Clancy gets upfield in a hurry. We haven't called his name a lot tonight, but Mike Tirico talked about it early in the game. He's one of the finest defensive tackles in the SEC.
Number 2nd and long for Mississippi State. This time it's out of the shotgun. No, Mississippi State receiver was over there, and a flag was thrown. They're pointing out towards Larry Huntington, and they may pick up the flag. Well, they will.
There is no flag. There was a receiver in the area.
Larry Huntington was on that side of the field.
He was on that side, but I don't know if he was...
He was in Scott Stadium.
So was Jackie Sherrill. So are we.
That's true. Equally distant from where the ball ended up in the receiver. 3rd and 13. Needing to get to the Ole Miss 43. Look for Love. The cover came from Strickland. No flag came in.
Now, that could have easily been called pass interference because Strickland goes over the top and Love has position. Now, watch Love drive it down for the first time. Good position. And here comes Strickland. Ah. Good call.
Yeah, I think he timed it up pretty good.
Came around him with the left hand. Nice play by Tim Strickland.
Jeff Walker to kick for Mississippi State. Need his big leg here. He line drives one. Peterson let it bounce, and it's going to be down at the 1. 55 yards. Walker, the senior kicker. The coverage team did the job here. They pin him back at the 1, and Joe Lee Dunn's defense is licking its chops for you to come back.
Do you want the most bang for your buck? Well, meet the next generation car, the 2000 model Ford Focus. Automatic, air conditioning, CD player, only $12,988. Or the #1 selling Ford Ranger, 2000 model, 3.0 liter V6 automatic CD player, $12,998. Your choice. Come see us at Wayne Blackwood Ford Lincoln Mercury, where we're putting the fun back into buying a car.
To unlock your body's potential, there is nothing better than Solofex.
All the standard strength training exercises, each one correct in form and balance. The original, still unequaled, Soloflex.
It's an ESPN Sunday Night Football free-for-all. The Falcons fly north to Charlotte to take on Touchdown Tim and the Panthers. Falcons-Panthers, Sunday at 8:15 on ESPN.
Color me excited.
Ahead on SportsCenter, a pair of quarterbacks return to action. How will they fare? Will the Bears or the Lions head for the hills? And a Central Division matchup heads the NBA. Join me, Brian Kenny, and Stu Scott, SportsCenter, after the game.
Well, it feels like that for Ole Miss's offense. Not much room to breathe. ESPN's First and 10 is presented by AMD Athlon Processor. Never a good situation when the 11-yard line is where the yellow line is.
They're going to bring the heat here. Yeah. There's two trends of thought. Number one, you run a quarterback sneak to get some movement, and then you go for the bomb.
Turns and hands to McAllister. Very nice job by that consistent Ole Miss offensive line over the right side, where Todd Wade, the senior, sets up shop, along with Kedrick Vincent. Reese McAllister over 100 yards tonight against the nation's best rushing defense. One of the best backs in the SEC gets 107. 68 carries the last 2 years against Mississippi State's defense. Third and 3.
It's tough to bring down with that first hit.
Alvin McKinley, the senior out of McCool, Mississippi, made the play. Most of these guys know each other, folks. They live in these small towns in Mississippi that rally around their high school football teams. These tightly woven communities brings the passion to the game. It's not Florida State. The stakes aren't the same, but the emotion is.
It's more like Alabama-Auburn.
Third and 3, McAllister, first down.
Talk about this offensive line here. They're going to bring around the right guard, Kedrick Vincent. He gets a good block, 76. Also, Tuton Reyes getting up there through the middle. And the tough running of Deuce McAllister. Look at the hands and the arm tackles. He continues to move those legs and picks up a critical first down.
It is first and 10 from the 15. The third and 3 conversion from McAllister. Now he gets 3 yards to about the 18. A reminder that SportsCenter comes up as soon as we're done. It's Stuart Scott and Brian Kenny. Happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen. Marino and Aikman, their showdown in Big D. The Lions getting atop the Central and the NBA story, plus the college hoops in Puerto Rico. Much more. Look ahead to the football games tomorrow as well. SportsCenter coming up right after the game here at Scott Stadium. Just in time for second and 8, McAllister. From the 1-yard line, 5 carries in a row and 22 yards.
I'm saying this with 5:17 to go for your information, Kirk. But if Mississippi wins this football game, I'm giving the pie to Ray, yes, Metcalf, Claxton, Vincent, and Wade, the offensive line. Watch these guys come off the ball. I'm telling you, they're going to get my pie if they come back and win this ball game.
And they hold on. They hold on.
Yeah, they hold them off.
Yeah.
They have done a magnificent job.
Oh, they played very well.
Down McAllister again. The offensive line doing the job. Their coach, John Latina.
John Latina was at Clemson, and he's a graduate, guess of where? Virginia Tech. And boy, are they coming off the ball, aren't they, Kirk?
Well, the offensive line is doing a great job, but you have to also talk about the running of Deuce McAllister. Look at him go right over number 47 as he tried to step up there. Josh Morgan. Deuce McAllister is going to come right at you. If he makes the play, they got a punt, but he picks up the first down.
Carrying the load in the rivalry game again this year. For the 32, Jackie Sherrill wants to take a timeout. No flag was thrown for offside. Jackie, if anything, needs to stop the momentum a little bit here at 4:05. Time remaining, fourth quarter. They're the best rush defense in the country. Tonight, they've been challenged.
Dave Gardner! We've just routed a bullet train directly to your office. It'll be here in 20 seconds unless you pick the PC that'll reroute the train in time. Will you choose the PC with Intel Pentium 3 or the one with the new AMD Athlon processor?
Many people don't know there's a faster PC processor than Pentium 3 at any clock speed. The new AMD Athlon processor.
Now you chose wrong, Dave. Too bad you didn't know about the new AMD Athlon processor. Oh, that had to hurt, huh?
AT&T, 7 cents a minute, all day, every day.
Take one of these. That'll be 25 cents. But it says here it's a nickel. Not for a couple of hours. What? Well, see, sometimes it's a nickel, but right now, it's a quarter. It's like that long-distance nickel plan where they say it's a nickel. Sometimes they charge you 25. That's right. That's where we got the idea. Is that right?
7 cents a minute, all day, every day, even to Canada with our international plan.
You know, there are some stores that sell candy for one low price all day long. And people like it? Oh, they love it.
Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
Logging on to realestate.com. Easy. Finding the perfect home. Easy. Getting the lowest rate mortgage. Easy. Remembering that trash day is now Tuesday, not so easy. We're the easiest part of getting a home. Realestate.com. The way it's meant to be. Log on or call 1-800-REAL-ESTATE.
We're talking about a team that held Sean Alexander of Alabama to 54 yards rushing this year. Deuce McAllister against the Mississippi State run defense for the second year in a row. Big number.
Remember that name for the future in college football, Deuce McAllister.
Remember, Mississippi State allowed their opponents only 1.7 per carry on the ground the entire year.
This is a Deuce drive. He carried it from the 1 to the 32. He's got it again. Looking for room. That time they shut him down. No timeout, so let the clock move now.
Well, they've converted in this possession already. They've converted 2 third downs. They were both 3rd and 3. It's a difference of about roughly 3 minutes that they've been able to continue to chew. The clock continues to move. And here they go again on a 3rd down. And who's going to have to step up and make the play?
Oh, Joe Lee Douglas yelling out, watch the pass, watch the pass.
3rd and 7. Miller on McGinty ankle. Had nobody open, so he threw it at the feet of his tight end.
Okay, here's the situation. 3 minutes and 18 seconds. They need to drive the ball down and go for 7 for the tie or 2 to win it. Exciting football, isn't it?
Well, McAllister did a job there. They killed 4:29 off the clock. McAllister ran it 8 consecutive times. Now Reagan King sets a punt.
And look who's back there, number 29.
They're coming after it.
Got through it. My goodness.
Ole Miss. And Ole Miss has it. What did I say? Look who's back there. Number 29. You know, first time, shame on me. Second time, shame on you.
What about the 3rd?
I mean, forget about it. Big Prather, he hasn't practiced this week. He made a mistake in the end zone. He made a mistake over there and give a field goal. And now they allow him back there again to fair catch, and he doesn't get under it, and oh my goodness.
He's returned punts this year a bunch, 13 times more than anybody else for Mississippi State. First down run with Charlie Stackhouse. How many times have you been ready to see the Mississippi State offense come on the field and a mistake has happened? Special teams disaster tonight for the Bulldogs. And you just feel sorry for a player like Prather, who's been a good performer for this team this year.
Only a sophomore.
But I honestly believe it's the fact he didn't start the game because he didn't practice all week. When a guy doesn't practice, you don't play. That's why he's not playing on the defense. He shouldn't play on the special teams either, should he, Mike?
Right. Miller milks the clock, tosses to McAllister. For a timeout here by Mississippi State. The flag came in at the 2:25 mark. Now 2:24. It's a hold on Ole Miss.
Boy, these are exciting games. You know, this is the third ESPN Thursday night game for our buddies.
On the offense. Penalty is declined. It will be third down. Timeout. Mississippi State.
Mississippi State's been on television with ESPN 3 times on Thursday night, and every one of them they have won. Can you believe that? It's not over yet.
Not yet.
No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the Score Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with a Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
Introducing the new professional high-speed rotary tool from Dremel. With digital controls and electronic feedback, it's more of everything you buy a Dremel rotary tool for. For every problem, there's a Dremel solution.
In the war against drugs, communication is a parent's most powerful weapon. Talk about alcohol and marijuana with your children.
Dads, talk to your kids.
Well, a huge third down. From where the ball sits, it would be a 51-yard field goal in a 7-point Ole Miss lead. The road team has won the Egg Bowl the last 5 years.
What do you think, guys? Run the ball, make them use that last time out? Good call, Coach. Good call.
Throw on 3rd and 8. Incomplete.
Complete or not, Kurt was right. Use the timeout.
Well, even if they completed that, it would have gone out of bounds short of the first down. Maybe put them in better field goal range.
Well, you can't kick a field goal here because the guy will block it. When you win a game, you've got to punt the ball and make them go 90 yards with 2 minutes and 19 seconds with the southpaw quarterback. That's what I do.
The punter, Reagan King, comes out. Robert Bean has blocked 6 kicks in his Mississippi State career. They've changed the punt return man for Mississippi State. Prather stays on the sidelines. DeCenzo Miller goes out.
You're killing him, Lee.
Well, I'm killing him because it's not his fault. The coach should have never had him in there in the first place.
Big rush! They almost got it. Wow, I thought they had that one.
That's 4. 4 that they
I think you need to bring Frank Beamer over here and show him how to block the areas. They're not going to the right spot.
Coach Beamer will come out here and put a clinic on. Guys will be able to do it.
Look at how close they come.
This is the same look. It's the same man, the same guy that's coming through loose, too. Kanzaki Jones every time.
They're not going to the point where they can block it. They're going for the kick. Mamma mia.
So here we go. Final 2:10.
Look at Frank Beamer on the horn.
They need to go 89 yards with 1 timeout. Wyatt's led the big comeback this year. It's matching this time. First pass, first down. Kelvin Love to the 26. 15 yards inside of 2 minutes. When they snap it the next time.
Right, Kurt. Number 9, Matkin. Number 8, Lowe. Right? Get the ball in those guys' hands because they're the best athletes you got.
Or Love. Kelvin Love is number 8 is the guy that you've been talking about all night, has the ability to make the big play. Surprise, Wayne Matkin continues because of Wyatt and heroics throughout this year.
They're outside, free play. Underneath Huntington. Got to the 32. Do you want 1st and 5 or 2nd and 3?
Oh, 1st and 5.
Well, they have been here before, and they've done this before against Auburn, LSU, and Kentucky. In the 4th quarter, erasing a 13-5 and a 2-point deficit in the final period. Tonight, it was a 20-6 deficit.
We talked about Matt Wyatt coming in, and a lot of those games, he's been the guy that's been able to come in. I'm sure Wayne Matkin is looking at this opportunity here with a minute 46 to go. As this is his chance. You know, so many times he's had to hand the ball over to Matt Wyatt, and he's been the one to go out and bring this team to victory. This is his opportunity to show that he's the quarterback of the future of this program.
You wonder why they took 1st and 5. It's because that down is very precious. 2nd down and 3 is not as good.
No question, Lee. 5 in the pattern. Quick toss. Incomplete. Matt Butler couldn't hang on.
You know, these are really exciting games. And, you know, Mississippi State's contract with ESPN is up this year for Thursday night games. You guys know that?
No.
So I'm lobbying right now, Mississippi State against BYU in Pro Bowl next year on Thursday night. What do you think,
Well, I think Mike and I, and the entire crew would agree, it doesn't get any better than going to Pro Bowl. And anytime you get an SEC team traveling, you got to jump on that.
And these guys are on the field.
I'm behind you. The truck's behind you. We're all behind you.
All right, let's go.
2nd and 5. Hanging on every play. First down. He went back to the man who dropped it, Butler. Stops the clock as they move the chains to the 44.
How many times have we seen defenses in this 2-minute play very soft, prevent, and the team just moves the ball right down the field? I think Ole Miss needs to continue to be aggressive, continue to play that tight coverage.
And you know what? If they throw it over their heads, everybody will say, you should have been looser.
Well, I just think that so many times you get so soft that everybody just thinks nickel and dime you right down the field.
They're playing for McMaster to make a mistake. That's what they're doing.
From his own 44, the sophomore fires to Love. Moving the line. Stop the clock. To check if it's a first down. It should be, and they're going to move the chains. With 64 seconds to go, and Mississippi State still holding on to its one timeout.
See, what they're doing is they're going to these slots. Look how soft the coverage is against their slot receivers. They'll walk the linebacker out, making a few adjustments, but they're not putting enough pressure on the slot receivers.
Nothing open. Sideline. Did Love hold on? And got out of bounds.
You know, we haven't said much about the offensive line of Paul Mooney, Fairchild, and Fair, Womack. Those guys are doing a pretty good job of protection here. I know they're only rushing 4, Kurt, but at least they're blocking those 4 out.
Yeah, they're keeping them away from Wayne Matkin. Matkin has all day to throw the football here in this drive right now.
One of the things that Matkin could give them right now was the ability to scramble and then hit a big play. Boy, that would be a great play.
Why is he laughing?
Matkin 4 or 5 on the drive. Laying it up long. Incomplete. Matt Butler was chasing down the attempted pass, and Tim Strickland was step for step with him. 38 seconds left.
This is first guessing, but I'm going to tell you again what I would do. I would make sure I could try to get the ball to Kelvin Love because he's 6'3", number 8. I'm saying it again because I think
you're calling for Love.
I'm calling for Love, but I'm calling for it because he's tall, rangy, and can get up there and make a spectacular play.
I think it's going to really depend on the coverage you see. If they're real soft again, which is surprising. Your guy is right here. Let's see what they do.
Throw it to him.
3rd and 3.
Scott Westerfield missed an extra point after the first touchdown. He kicked the game-winning field goal in the final seconds against Kentucky. So he's hit a pressure kick this year. This to tie the game. Feeling better?
Third down here for Mississippi State. Keep an eye on number 83, C.J. Simones. He's going to leave your screen, but once the quarterback begins to scramble, Ole Miss's defense loses him. Simones just kind of sneaks back behind the linebackers all by himself. Safety Ronnie Hurd was too late in coming over. You see he went for the vertical receiver down the middle. Look at Simones. Not only does he catch the ball, he does a good job of finding the end zone, diving, and getting it in.
He ran like a wide receiver. He was one in high school.
Now, remember, we talked about the ability for Wayne Madkin to scramble and make the big play was the way he's going to win this ball game. That's exactly what he did. His ability to get out of the trouble and throw the football was the difference.
Matt Wyatt all year who led the comebacks on that drive with one timeout in less than 2 minutes. Madkin was 5 of 7 for 83 yards and the game-tying touchdown.
Are you surprised he went for the tie in overtime and not for the 2?
I am not. Okay. Because of the momentum, the crowd's back into the game, home field advantage.
Perfect call. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And by the way, you guys mentioned Wayne Madkin. Congratulations. This game isn't over, but congratulations for him in this drive. We talked about at the beginning of the drive. This was his time, and he came through in the clutch.
The happiest guy in the world is old Pig Tracer.
He was happy before the score. Now he's real happy.
Now he's real happy, number 29. He's off the hook.
For now.
For now.
Not over yet. Deuce McAllister, nowhere to run. Pulled down at the 23 with 22 seconds left. We are staring down the barrel of overtime. And Ole Miss has played 2 OTs this season. They lost to Vandy by 3. They beat Auburn in the most emotional game to this point for this team. Remember, against their old coach, Tommy Tuberville, they won on the plains of Alabama by 7 and beat their old coach.
I told you guys we should have tried to keep Mississippi State to sign a new contract for Thursday night football. Are they excited or what?
They're always excited. 20-6. Remember that? Yep. Got the crowd back into the game. They're right there. Like many teams in college football, when they get the crowd back in, they play at a different level.
They will throw. Miller will air it out. Uh-oh, look out for an INT. It is picked off. Eugene Clinton down the sideline and knocked out at the 27.
All right, men. Good old Scott Westerfield on the field right now would call a timeout. Call a timeout.
Oh, my goodness.
How about the job here by Bean? Getting up in the air. He meant to kick that baby right to Eugene Clinton. He got up in the air, though. Nice job of highballing.
Kirk, it reminds me of the Nebraska kick in the air when they won the ball against Missouri. Remember? All right, now, timeout and get old Scott Westerfield. Notice how I said that?
Yes,
Scott Westerfield ready to kick the winning field goal.
If he would have kicked the extra point, wouldn't be in this situation earlier. But he, like Pig Prather, has a chance for redemption.
But this is more exciting. That little extra point, nothing.
Are you surprised they decided to kind of throw it up?
Very much so.
Maybe instead of taking a knee or just killing the clock?
I don't know. I think Cutler figured there's no way he's going to win here in overtime. Anyhow, he might as well try to get a sensational play. Probably. But I tell you what, this kid, at least we talked about it before. Unless you've done it before, you don't know if you can do it again, right? Well, Scott Westerfield knows, and on ESPN on Thursday night, he can kick a winning field goal and be carried off the field.
In the game against Kentucky, Westerfield kicked a 45-yarder. Tonight, his attempt will be from 44. Ole Miss is going to try to ice him and take a timeout.
Quentin not only there to make the play, but how about the return? How about all the yardage that he was able to pick up and at least give his kicker a chance here?
Well, we hope you've enjoyed a wonderful season of Thursday Night Football with dozens of close games, and wherever you are on this Thanksgiving night, from Connecticut to North Carolina, Cincinnati, Columbus, Carmel, Indiana, Orlando, Birmingham, Michigan, Long Island. We hope you're with family and enjoying a special one in the SEC. An outstanding finish to a fabulous year. Let's go back to what will turn out to be the key play if this field goes good.
Well, again, it's important to see number 13 high point the ball. Bean goes up. Now the foot was priceless. It did remind me of Nebraska, Missouri. But number 14 was there, Eugene Clinton, and he comes back. And look at the blocks that he picks up. Sluter picks up a block, and he gets them all the way down, close, deep into Ole Miss territory now to give them a shot at a potential game-winning field goal.
This has got to be one of the most exciting Egg Bowls ever. You know, Mike?
Very much so. From 44 yards for the win. For excessive celebration. The final second Bulldogs do it again. Westerfield, who missed the extra point earlier, had a game winner against Kentucky. It's a 44-yard game winner in all likelihood against Ole Miss. And Jackie Sherrill, who's bounced around, who's misunderstood in college football coaching circles, but he's been here longer than any other stop, and he's led this special season, a 9-win season at Mississippi State, and the quarterback who got pulled before all the big comebacks, Wayne Matkin, got the job done tonight. The interception on the big play came from Eugene Clinton. He, too, joins the lengthening list of Mississippi State heroes in '99, and how your heart breaks for Romero Miller, a guy from Mississippi who missed this game last year because of injury, playing on a bad ankle, played his heart out, and just the one decision to throw deep, a bad bounce, an interception, and the dog pound rocks.
That is the best thing going. I know the NCAA hates celebration. They hate all the fun stuff with college football. So Jackie's come up with an idea where he allows them to do it off the field. That is perfect.
This school had a 10-win season in 1940, a 9-win season in 74, a 9-win season in 1980. You're talking about equaling the second-best season in Mississippi State football. Here's another.
I'm giving my pie to old Scott Westerfield. I know he already had one, but sweetheart, you get the get job pie.
Well, I'm going to have.
Who are you going to give it to?
I'm going to have to give mine to Wayne Matkin for bringing his team back and winning this football game.
Stanford Cow play. Lateral it back and try to keep it alive as long as possible. That's Senator Taylor handing to Deuce McAllister by the sideline. Stepped out of bounds. The game is over. And Mississippi State has won the Egg Bowl. From his daughter for Jackie Sherrill. A special season in Mississippi State football ends the way it will be remembered. The never say die Bulldogs at the last minute find a way again. For the first time in 6 years, the Golden Egg will stay with the home team. Our E-Trade players of the game, Deuce McAllister, a fabulous effort, a workmanlike effort again against Mississippi State, and Wayne Madsen, who was around to lead the comeback on the 11th and final game day for the Bulldogs. The Golden Egg will stay in Starkville. The last chapter of the special season of Thursday night. Dr. Jerry Punch, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, and the best crew in the business, Mike Tirico. Thanks for being with us. SportsCenter's next. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, proud to celebrate another moment from our first 20 years. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Happy Thanksgiving Day. Thanks for digesting as you check out SportsCenter with Brian Kinney. I'm Stuart Scott.
Thanksgiving, a day of football legends and Egg Bowl comebacks. We can look back at Bronco Nagurski days. Someday they'll talk about Aikman and Marino getting back together for the holidays.
Yeah, back from injuries, just a couple of guys with 565 career touchdown passes between them. Jimmy Johnson's first game in Dallas since he left Jerry Jones and the boys. Marino and Aikman, 89,895 career yards between them. First half, remember those 8 career NFL concussions? You wonder if Troy was feeling it. He didn't get another concussion, but he was banged up. 7 of 19, 68 yards in the first half. Things vibing better for Marino. Second quarter, 3rd and 11, hooking up with Tony Martin at the 37 for the first down. Marino hit 7 different Miami receivers. First and 10, Dolphins to the boys 40. Marino smelling it. Throwing with Aronde Gatson, the former Arena League star. 3 catches, 39 yards for Aronde. Dolphins, second goal from the 10. Marino tries it, Gatson again. My bad, bro. Tip. And Deion Sanders, primetime, second pick of the year, 43rd of his career. Jimmy saw an opportunity, gone. No score. Time winding down, second quarter. Cowboys, 4th and 16 on the Dolphins, 36-10. Galen Aikman. We could do all dogs, 52Z out, or Rambo all jet, or just Wayne McGarity to run down the field and catch the dang ball. Didn't work. Place kicker Rich Cunningham upset, not given a chance. First Thanksgiving NFL game scoreless at the half since 1940. Third quarter, no score. 3rd and 7 for Miami. Marino trying to be a player. Dexter Coakley got his PhD, his player-hater degree. 46 yards. 10th interception Dolphin QBs have thrown all year. An NFL high 5 have been returned for touchdowns. Later in the third, Dolphins down 7-zip, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Marino humps it to Tony Martin up the sideline. Martin with a towel in his hand. Cut it out, T. Martin. Nice grab, but Marino only 14 of 35 for the game. The drive ended on a 3rd missed Miami field goal. 4th quarter, Miami down 10-zip. Marino trying to do work. Looking for Gatson in the prime spot. Oh, bro, it's a prime spot, all right. Prime time. Second pick of the game. 5th career 2-interception game, and oh, that's sweet. That's showing emotion. DB coach Brian, stop looking at me like that. We got 7 kids between us, all right? On the next play, Aikman straight, banging with Rocket Ishmael. 65 yards for the touch. Rocket's 5th touchdown this year. 5 catches, $125 for the game. Cowboys up 17-zip. Still some time left. Marino tries to force a pass in a quadruple coverage. Coakley's like, please. Marino's first 5-interception game since October 23rd, 1988 against the Jets. Said Marino later, I didn't have the feel in the pocket. Boy, shut out Marino and the Fish, 20-zip. First Cowboys ever shutout win on Thanksgiving Day. This was also just the 2nd shutout loss for Miami under Jimmy Johnson in his tenure. 3 of Dan Marino's 5 interceptions came in the 4th quarter on consecutive drives. Almost as an afterthought, Emmitt Smith, 103 yards and 31